Oh man, I should have done this all earlier. Alright, hello. Sure you, whoever's watching, saw that for the stream, I'm just gonna be working on the Super Monkey Ball arcade stick. Alright. Where is it? Yeah, so I'm just gonna be working on making a few more of these for the GameCube. This is basically like a like modeled after. Oh my god! There you go. It's basically modeled after the. What's up, Sheena? After the, let's see, the original Monkey Ball arcade stick. That. Let me see. Here it is. Yeah, so it's just modeled after the original Monkey Ball arcade stick, because Super Monkey Ball originally started as a arcade game, and I think the coolest thing about it is that it had this weird banana-shaped joystick as opposed to something more traditional. And because I'm too broke to afford the actual the actual arcade cabinet, this is my way of coping just by recreating it. So yeah. Hey Zach Attack, thank you. I recognize you. You leave a lot of comments. I really appreciate every single one of them, and I'm glad to hear that you enjoy my videos. So yeah, I think making the stick isn't gonna be too like difficult, even if people are like a beginner to soldering and stuff like that. Because all it is just three buttons: the start, B, and A buttons. Because those are pretty much all you need for the regular gameplay of Super Monkey Ball. And then you also need just the analog stick, and of course the banana joystick, which I just 3D printed this. I found the model online. I forgot where, but yeah, I just 3D printed them and then just modified it a little bit so that it fits this joystick a little bit better. And then you just insert it like that. And then you can just solder these to the GameCube controller PCBs and then just use them as if they're the original controller. So yeah. Oh, and then that will all be mounted in this. So yeah, the buttons are just gonna go into those three side holes, and the joystick is gonna go in the middle. And then under this clear sheet of polycarbonate. Nice banana, thank you. Gun's my favorite too, the big boy. But yeah, under that clear sheet of polycarbonate is going to have this artwork that I printed. Again, this is modeled after the original Monkey Ball arcade cabinet art. So yeah, all the designs are not ripped, but I just made these like heavily inspired by the Monkey Ball art on the original arcade cabinet. You like Monkey Ball, but you're bad at it. I mean, Monkey Ball's a hard game. Like it's meant to be hard because it's like an arcade game, so it's supposed to like munch your quarters. It's definitely like rewarding because of that though. Getting to like clear levels after trying so many times and then failing so many times, like that one time you beat it is just so, you know, so euphoric. Yeah. And then okay, so for the first step, before I work on the actual electronics, I kind of wanted to do like a semi comprehensive thing here. I mean, obviously, I'm not going to be building the case because I'm not gonna like bring in my woodworking tools into my bedroom. But everything else I'm going to be doing. So cutting out the artwork and then doing the electronics and all that stuff. So yeah. For now, I'm just going to be cutting the artwork. Let's see. I don't have a straight edge. Damn. I'll just use the polycarbonate itself. So I'm just gonna overlay it on top like this, and then just use the edge as a guide for the knife. Yeah, the custom sticks with the fighting one and this. Yeah, I wasn't even sure if this was gonna work when I first started, because I didn't know that this was a common thing that people did. So I just tried it on my own, and I was surprised that it worked. And then after I tried it, I found out that it was a thing called pad hacking, which is basically just when you replace all the existing electronic components with your own by soldering the buttons and joystick and all that stuff directly to the PCB of the controller. So yeah, it's if you ever have a controller that doesn't seem up to your like standards or whatever, definitely consider pad hacking because you know who can do it better than someone who really wants the product itself instead of just doing it for money. Let's see. Yeah, and my stream setup right now is really jank. I don't plan on streaming regularly. So the temporary setup I have right now is just it works, but it's definitely not ideal. So I kind of have to reach over the camera right now because the camera is like in the way. So I apologize for the kind of weird perspective. The Hazuki outfit? Yeah. Let me see. I can't reach it, but yeah, you know what's up. Oh, fuck. Let me see. The transformation sequences, um, with the clapping or whatever you want to call it, that was stuck in my head for so long. Let's see. So I accidentally moved the polycarbonate. So ideally, you want to keep it stationary so that you can cut out the thing without messing up the artwork. But if you do accidentally move it, just do your best to line it up again, and then you can probably try to cut it out. Let's see. Yeah. And then some parts during the process, I might not have anything on camera because, like for example, when I'm like cutting out the circles, like the circles from the middle for the buttons and the joystick, it's gonna be kind of hard to do that in an angle. So I'm not gonna be able to show it on camera. So apologies for that. Hello, Chadwick. Um, yeah, the clapping is very epic. Let me see. Or actually, maybe I can do this on camera. Or hold on. Let me see if I can adjust this. There we go. I did kind of want to keep everything in view, just because I really like this like backdrop that I have set up with all the II plushies. But I think this is more important than me showing off all the plushies and stuff. Monkey. Let me actually change the CD because this song's just been playing on repeat. Let me see. Hold on. If you don't know, that was the soundtrack for Ico, which is a game for the PS2. It's made by Team Ico, and it's like that's the team that made like Shadow of the Colossus and The Last Guardian. It's a really beautiful game, and if you haven't played it, I really recommend it. It's definitely not for everyone though. It's not like a good action platformer or whatever. You have to be kind of into it. Just look up the gameplay, and then you'll probably be able to tell if you like it or not. So for now, I'm just gonna be playing the soundtrack for A Silent Voice. Let's see. Let's see. Okay, yeah. So for the music, I'm just gonna have it playing on the PlayStation 1 for now. Just cause I just really like it that way. But if the I know like the quality from the speakers isn't the best, especially being picked up by another mic afterwards. So if that ever gets distracting, just let me know in the chat, and then I can just switch over to the like something I have lined up on my computer. The most aesthetic phone. Yeah. Let me see. Let me show that. Oh my god. I'm so sorry about the shaky camera. This is a clear telephone I got like last week. Let me actually pause this because I do want to show this off. So I've modded it. This is definitely not a permanent mod. It's not like I cut out any pieces or whatever. I just soldered on 2 extra wires that is very easily removable. So it's not permanent at all. That's like one of my goals anytime I mod anything is that I want everything to be reversible. Unless, like the thing I'm modding is really common and just losing one extra controller or whatever isn't gonna cause the end of the world. Anyways, so yeah, I just connected it to a 3.5 millimeter audio cable. Some people have done this type of thing to convert this type of telephone into a mic. It's called a lo-fi mic, where you basically just get the speaker, and the speaker basically acts as a passive microphone if you connect it to an XLR connector. But I don't have a audio processor, whatever that little box is called that streamers use. So because I only have the 3.5 audio jack, I can only use it as a speaker, but that's okay because it's still pretty cool. Let me see. I hope this doesn't get me copyright striked, but I do really want to play this one particular song. Let's see. Let me move the mic here. Yeah. Anyways. For now, it's just gonna stay as a speaker, but in the future, I am planning to get like the XLR cable and like the correct cable, or yeah, the cable and whatever that other thing is called, so that I can turn it into a mic, because I do think the mic would be cooler. Let me see. Let's move back to my headphones. All right. Anyways, I got very sidetracked. Let me go back to cutting this. Yeah, the PSX lid monitor. I like it a lot too. I love it on my desk because it's like the perfect desktop gaming setup. So I just have it here so that I can play some random games while I have YouTube playing in the background or something. Oh man, I messed this up real bad. Or maybe I didn't. Okay, let's see. There's the first one. Second one. Wait, do you use it as a regular mic? Nah. Oh, I guess I already talked about that. But yeah, I just use it as speakers for now. But it's pretty cool. Whenever I'm like on Discord or whatever, um, I can connect the telephone to it, and then it sounds like I'm taking a call from that old school telephone. Let's see. That's true. I could have played the whole music through it. Yeah, honestly, I shouldn't be cutting my cutting like so close to my fingers. Um, but I just it's kind of bad for me to say this, but I just don't really care if I cut my fingers because it's like I could just put a band-aid on. I think the bigger issue would be the live stream potentially getting shut down for showing blood or whatever. That would be something to worry about. All right, so now the artwork is cut out. I did a very bad job at it because again, I had to kind of cut this out from above. But let's see. Okay, there you go. But yeah, now the artwork's done. So let me bring the case back again. So again, there's the case. All you have to do is just put the artwork down, and then you put the clear plate down. I use polycarbonate, but you can use acrylic or whatever other clear plate you want to use. And then just drill it down, and then it should look pretty good. Let me just show. This is what it would look like after that's done. It's kind of dirty, but yeah. Okay, so now that the artwork's done, let's put this on r/oddly satisfying. Let's peel this bad boy down. Oh yeah. And then the other side. Anytime I see this like peeling type thing with a big sheet like this, I think of Cold Ones. I don't know if anyone here watches or listens to Cold Ones, the podcast with Maximofo and Anything for Views, but what's happening right now? I'm just working on making a bunch of these replica Super Monkey Ball arcade controllers. So this is basically gonna be the final result, or maybe not exactly this, because this is like a bigger version of what I'm currently making. But this is basically just the controller that's modeled after the original Monkey Ball arcade cabinet. So if you know the Monkey Ball series, yeah, big banana. So yeah, the Monkey Ball series, let me see. Started as an arcade game. It looks like this. So the gameplay wise, it was completely the same. The only thing that was different about it was that they had no Gon, some graphical and sound differences, and then also the most important thing is that instead of your GameCube analog stick, you had this banana-shaped joystick, which I think is really funny and cute. And I really love Monkey Ball, so I just really wanted to try playing it with that unique control scheme. That's why I'm just recreating it. Yeah. Let's see. All right, so now that that's done, okay, so now that the artwork and the clear plate is done, now is like actual electronics part. So to make the electronics, I don't use like an Arduino or like Raspberry Pi or anything like that because I'm not smart enough for that. All I do is this technique called pad hacking, where you basically just get the PCB from a pre-existing controller. So let me get one of the other ones here. So basically, this is what the PCB for a GameCube controller looks like. This is a third-party one because I didn't want to sacrifice too many official ones. But anyways, these big like metal, exposed metal areas, those are where the buttons are. So this is the A, B, Y, X. This is the start button, and these are the D-pads, and then this is where the analog stick would go. Basically, how the controller detects button presses is if you can see that these metal like spots, there's like a squiggly line going through it that separates those two metal contacts. Oh wait, okay, yeah. Anytime those two metal halves are connected, the controller can detect a button press. So the way those two halves are connected is on the back of the GameCube buttons is like this conductive gasket or like rubber, like the spongy rubber thingies. Those are conductive, so when you press down on the button, it makes contact with both halves of the metal, and then it allows the electrons to flow through them. So the goal of pad hacking is to basically allow the electrons to flow, or the current to flow, or whatever you want to say, by connecting your own buttons to each of those traces. And then by pressing the button, you achieve the same thing that you do with just the original buttons. So let's see. I'm gonna. So all the other PCBs I have like taken apart already, but I have one here that I wanted to do from the start, just so just for archival reasons. I guess if people want to follow along or whatever at home. Let's see. Okay, so all you got to do is just remove the screws first. Where is my screwdriver set? There it is. All right. So these just use regular Phillips heads. Let's see. Yeah, so just remove all the screws, and then oh, one more thing to note. I personally don't like using official GameCube controllers for my mods. I try my best not to use them, just because official GameCube controllers are like one of the best quality controllers. So I prefer using like the cheap third party ones. So the ones by like GameStop and stuff like that. Arguably, I should be using original instead of the GameStop ones, because technically the GameStop ones are probably more rare, just because official GameCube controllers were still made until recently. I don't even know if they're still making it now, but yeah, and then technically there's like less of the GameStop controllers, but it's like who even uses them anyways? I don't think anyone's gonna mind that I'm, you know, sacrificing these GameCube controllers that not many people were gonna use anyways. So yeah. Oh, and then I am using one official GameCube controller though, sadly. But that was one I got for cheap because it was listed as 4 parts. And the controller was like in an unusable state. The analog stick was just completely gone somehow. It wasn't even like the analog stick was like worn or whatever. Like some controllers I see, like the rubber part is chewed off or something. But on the one that I bought, it was just completely gone, like this cap. And then also let me know if the music is too loud or if it's, yeah. But yeah, the analog stick was gone, and then there was just a bunch of like weird like brown goo on the PCB. I'm guessing that once the analog stick was lost, a bunch of stuff just like spilled in. So I don't think it was worth even trying to restore that one. Yeah. Dog. Yeah, I mean, I'm guessing that's the only explanation why someone would like bite the analog stick, or at least I would say that. But then I know people do a lot of weird things when they get angry. Like I used to, whenever I got angry at like I used to play on my DS and I got angry, I would stab the stylus into the floor or like the couch out of anger. And let's see. I remember I read a post that said someone got so angry at Pokemon Emerald, like they were either battling like a really important battle or they were trying to catch a legendary, but then the Game Boy ran out of battery. They got so angry that they took the game out and they just swallowed it. So yeah, I don't, I'm not one to judge whenever people get so angry they start chewing on the analog stick. Because I'm guilty of it too. Not of eating the analog stick, but just like getting angry and doing stuff I normally wouldn't do in general. Okay, so that's the last group. Yeah, the monkey rage. All right, so now that that's out, we can take the back cover off. Let's see. Ooh, one thing to note: there is gonna be a rumble motor, and I'm pretty sure in all GameCube controllers, the rumble motor is gonna be attached to the backside, even the official ones. So make sure not to like just pull this out real fast because you might damage the PCB. It's okay if you damage the rumble motor because you're probably not going to use it. Let me see. Okay. Yeah, so you just have to remove it. Let's see, how long has it been? 34 minutes. Okay. Bad. Yeah, so let's see. Get this out. Something about the rumble feature that I'm always curious about is how like HD rumble works. I should probably look into that, but I never thought about it till just now. Because like all it is just like a motor that spins with like an off-centered mass, so that like when it spins it like just vibrates like that. So how does HD rumble get everything so precise? And yeah. So, like I said earlier, these third-party controllers, I personally don't use them. And then even if I were to try to give them away or sell them for like a cent or whatever, I doubt anyone would try to buy it because they would have to like. I don't think it's worth paying for a broken, like shell of a controller. Because again, I'm gonna use the PCB, so the only thing that's gonna be left is the button and the shell. So I don't think it's worth trying like going through the effort of trying to preserve this stuff. For the original GameCube controllers, those are definitely worth saving for other projects. Okay, so here's what I was talking about earlier. On the back of these buttons is this rubber gasket thing. So when you push down on the buttons, that rubber gasket, let me see how it goes down? That black part makes contact with both halves of these metal traces. That allows the electron or the current to flow through. That's what allows the controller to detect button presses. So when you hold down the thing, the electrons and I keep saying electrons because I'm so used to thinking about current in terms of like the electrons themselves, but I know traditionally you think about it as current. So current is able to continuously flow if you hold the button down. So that's how the controller can also detect if a button's held down versus just press and then released. Okay, so yeah, now after you get the case off, there's still a bunch of extra stuff that you don't need for the monkey ball stick. There is the analog stick. There are the Z buttons. This one is like the turbo button, but this one's the Z button is going to be on official GameCube controllers as well. The sliding potentiometers, which acts as the potentiometers for the L and R buttons, since the GameCube controllers shoulder buttons are analog. And then these are the digital sensors for the L and R buttons, because you know how like when you press down all the way on the shoulder buttons for the analog stick, it clicks. That's what these do. It detects that when you press it all the way down. And then also the extra like daughter board or whatever it's called, whatever like the floating boards are called for the C stick. So yeah, you just have to desolder and then remove those. So first I want to just remove those. They're bald. Now we get the what's this called? Soldering iron. That's what it was called. You got the soldering iron. Turn it on and then wait for that to heat up. And I would recommend that you get like 99% isopropyl alcohol to wipe down the surface of your board before you do any work on it, because usually it's covered in like a insulating paste so that there's no short circuits. But I forgot to buy any alcohol. I do have 75%, but I don't want to risk anything lower than 90% on electronics, so I'm just gonna have to make do with nothing. Let's see. Get my helping hands out. Let's see. Oh man. Okay, so I'm gonna move the mic back a little bit. And then bring the soldering iron. Thank you, Sundry. I really appreciate it. Let's see. Yeah, so just, oh my god. Oh yeah, I should wear my mask. I'm not gonna turn on the fan for this because I tried testing it out earlier and the mic picks up the wind. I'm sure everyone's familiar with like their friend who has their fan on and the mic and just causes like a buzz. Anyways, yeah, I'm not gonna turn on the fan for that. So ideally, you do want to do this in like a well ventilated environment, especially if you're doing like if you're using solder with lead in it. Yeah, and this one has lead in it. PB's lead, right? SN is tin. Anyways, regardless of whether there's lead or not, you still want to do it in a well ventilated area. I do have the windows open and I have the ceiling fan going. The ceiling fan is a lot quieter, which is why I'm okay with using that. And I also have an N95 mask on. So it's not perfect, but it's still hopefully gonna be able to catch the thing. Let's see. Hi Travis. Yeah, we're live. Thanks for joining. Where's my? There it is. Let's see. All right. Yeah. So first step, like I said, is to just desolder all these extra stuff. I don't know what people's preferred method of desoldering stuff is. I know some people prefer using the desoldering plunger, or whatever it's called. This thing. Oh shoot. Oh no, hold on. My camera clip fell off. Oh no, hold on. I am so sorry. There we go. Okay, yeah, so some people use this. I honestly forgot what this is called, but basically, you use the soldering iron to liquefy all the solder. And then you put this on here, the plunger. You plunge it down. You put the thing on the liquid solder, and then you press this button, and it shoots up like that. So it sucks all the liquid solder up. I don't have the best results with the pump or whatever it's called. I always just prefer using wick. So for wick, it's just like a braided metal thing. All you have to do is put it on the solder that you want to take off, and then put the soldering iron right on top, and then the solder gets sucked up into the braids. Let me see. Let me just make sure that these are the correct. Okay, yeah. So get rid of that. Get rid of that. And get rid of those. Okay. And again, let me know if the music is kind of weird. I am using like the PS1 with the speakers, external speakers. So I know the sound quality isn't the best. I just wanted to do that for like the cool aesthetic, you know, but if it does get kind of too distracting, I can switch over to music on my laptop directly. Yeah, so again, usually I would use 99% isopropyl alcohol to wipe off any insulating paste, but I forgot to buy it because I honestly wasn't supposed to stream today. All right, see you, Zach. Thanks for stopping by and thanks for your support as always. Hope you have a good one. But yeah, I wasn't even supposed to stream today because my camera wasn't supposed to arrive till much later, but it did arrive today. Funny thing is, I'm not even using that camera because the camera had a 4:3 aspect ratio, but I prefer this wider aspect ratio. Let's see. Let's get this out here. Okay, so I think around the hour mark is when I want to show off like the first cool thing I have. Don't expect too much. It's not going to be like a fucking Nintendo or yeah, it's not going to be like a Nintendo PlayStation or whatever. I'm not like that rich to afford that kind of stuff. But it is stuff that I personally think is cool and hopefully you guys do too. Okay, let's see. Oh man, look at that. See that? The goo? Holy crap. Oh, it's still. Okay, there we go. I think this is hot glue. I don't think this is like insulating paste. They just hot glued the back of this like component, whatever it is. Oh, it's not. It's just the one of these like pin connector things. But yeah, they just hot glued it in place and then soldered the other end. That's pretty funny. Thank you, Larry, Fart Bubbler. Yeah, this is my first stream, and I honestly don't think I'm gonna stream too regularly, just because I don't know what I would stream. I prefer like making videos to streaming. But I did actually have ideas if I were to stream again. Um, like maybe something more traditional, like more, yeah, traditional, where I just play games. But I didn't want to just like be boring, or not boring. I mean, yeah, it's not boring to stream games, but I didn't want to be like samey, is what I'm trying to say. And I didn't want to just stream myself playing games because why would anyone like watch me playing games as opposed to like not Jerma because he's retired, but whoever else is fun to watch. But yeah, that's why like my goal is to always like try to do stuff that helps me stand out. So when I do stream games, my idea was to stream myself playing games with like weird controllers. If you watch the videos on my channel, you'll know that I really love weird controllers. That was the C-Stick gone. So let's see. So yeah, my goal was to play games with weird controllers. Like for example, playing Mario 64 with like a racing wheel or something, or like I don't know, like the glove controller, using the glove controller or whatever, like Glover with glove. That'd be cool. I'll show that the glove controller later. I'm pretty sure most people who are like into N64 know what the glove controller is. But if you're not like into the N64, there's a chance you might not have heard of it. It's basically just the Power Glove on the NES, but made for the N64, is what a lot of people say. But it's a little bit different because the Power Glove used like infrared sensors to detect like the motions in your hand. I think I'm not exactly sure how it works, but I think if I remember correctly, each of the fingers in the Power Glove had like sensors and how much you're bending your fingers, and that was how you controlled each of the inputs, like the D-pad and the buttons and stuff. But the way the glove on the N64 worked is your wrist controlled the analog stick, and then you just had to physically press buttons on the controller itself. So it was a little bit more like
a standard controller, just a little bit of quirkiness. While the Power Glove is straight up just like basically just a motion controller. Let's see. Yeah, so sometimes the components, even after heating them up, like the components don't like to like fall off sometimes. Whenever that happens, it's usually just because there's too much oxidation buildup on your soldering iron. So just give it a clean. You should be cleaning after every component you remove, but I don't play by the rules like that. So yeah, once you clean it off, it should help the solder flow a lot better, and therefore help remove the components a lot easier. Let's see, let me pull on this. Yep, there you go. That was the rumble motor. Let's see, so now what's left is the sliding potentiometers and the analog stick, and then the Z and the turbo lens. Oh, thank you, Chadwick, for the sub. Yeah, the N64 fight stick. I think what's interesting is that there's actually more than just that Mad Catz one. The more common one is the Interact Super Pad and the Interact Arcade Shark. They had two different names for the same controller. I'll show that off later, actually. I'll show both the glove and the arcade sticks. But what's cool is that the Interact one is not that good in my opinion, but the Mad Catz one, a lot of people don't like Mad Catz because they have such an infamous reputation for making cheap ass third party controllers. But if you follow fighting games, you'll know that Mad Catz were actually like one of the best manufacturers of fight sticks during the Xbox 360 PS3 days. That was when Street Fighter 4 was released. And they got like a deal with Capcom to produce the tournament edition fight sticks. And they were really good. Like if you know Daigo Umehara, he's the guy that did the famous Daigo parry, the Moment 37. He was sponsored by them for a while. And if you look up any pictures of Daigo Umehara from the Street Fighter 4 days, odds are he's gonna have a Mad Catz sponsored like jersey or something. And I'm a very big Daigo fanboy. So that earned my respect from Mad Catz. I have a habit of like mumbling. I hope the mic is still able to pick up what I'm saying. I'll try to fix that habit as the stream goes on. But yeah, let me see. Yeah, the SNES pad, the programmable one. There was the that was like the programmable arcade stick one, but yeah, there was like also like a regular standard controller, like just a regular, handheld one that had the same features of like programming and stuff. There's a few videos on that already. If you want more information, I can also I can link that later if you want. Let's see if this is done. But yeah, the N64. Yeah. Like you said, there's like so few fighting games on the N64. It's like why bother making it? But honestly, that's why I love it, because it's like they're useless or not useless, obviously, but it's such like an small market for fight sticks, especially on the N64. Um, so their efforts could have gone to something more worthwhile. Let me see. Yeah, the Mad Cats. Let me see. Oh, there. I mean, there are like very few fighting games for the N64, but the few that are there, that I really like. Like Rakugo Kids. That's the fighting game that's my go-to fighting game for the N64 whenever I'm showing that off. That's the fighting game that look like a bunch of crayon drawings. Because that's what they are. They're like in the story, they're like drawings from a magical crayon. It's kind of like that episode of SpongeBob where they got that pencil and they drew Doodle Bob, or at least SpongeBob drew Doodle Bob, and their doodles came to life. It's like that. But yeah, honestly, like the only reason I like that game so much is because of that unique aesthetic. Because I really like unique aesthetics like that, and I'm a big fan of the more like how do you say it? Like kidcore, I guess you would say. Like like the Amazing Digital Circus. I don't know if anyone here watches it, but I thought like I mean it's not fully kidcore, but like the sort of kidcore elements that the Amazing Digital Circus had, I really enjoyed. Let's see. Um, yeah, this one is kind of really a pain to remove, just because like it has the analog stick and the LED and the turbo trigger or turbo button. I mean, it might be better to remove the analog stick first, actually. So let me see. I think that's what I'm gonna do. Let's see. Okay, so it's actually 57 minutes. So I'm gonna take a break and show that controller I was talking about earlier. Let's see. How did I have this camera earlier? It showed everything, but now it's like zoomed in or something. Man. Okay, I think that's good enough. All right. So the glove controller I was talking about earlier, where is it? Here it is. Actually, I need to move this down anyways. Oh god. I am so sorry about the very amateur camera work. So that's the glove controller for the N64. And this is for the PlayStation. So they made two different ones. Let me actually move this down again. This out of the way too. There's a really good YouTube video. Let me see who it's by. It is by. I'm pretty sure it would be like the first result if you search it on YouTube, or at least the one with the most views. If it's not the first result, I think it's by Gaming Historian. Hold on. Let me see. Man, can we talk about how ruined the YouTube search results are? Why not put the relevant ones first? Oh, here it is. Okay, so it's not Gaming Historian. It's Wrestling with Gaming. Let me put up on screen what that looks like. Okay, so it's this video by Wrestling with Gaming. So he talks about the history behind it, which is really cool. How it was developed, and like the reception behind it, and like the design itself.
and then a lot of the critiques and stuff that people had. Apparently, this controller was like pretty well received upon like release, which is really surprising to me because I feel like a lot of people kind of rag on this controller, make it kind of like the butt of the joke, and say how it's like the stupidest or like the weirdest controller. It's kind of like the Boomerang 64, if you guys know what that is. A lot of people say the Boomerang 64 is like the joke of the controller, but you know they're not bad. Um, sorry, let me catch up on chat real quick. Um, Larry Fart Bubbler. I had a few Mad Cats. I liked them all, or I liked them, but now all you hear is the hate. It's so weird to me. Yeah. I mean, I think it's like the the effect where you kind of just remember bad things as being worse than they really are. Not just because of foggy memory, but also because a lot of other people do it. So I feel like a lot of people tend to play into that or like lean into that to play along with it. Which you know, fair. It's fair, but um, let me see. I appreciate that someone did make a stick for the N64. Just weird as all. Yeah, man. If you want to talk about like making controllers for consoles that like barely use them, like with the Fight Sticks for the N64, in a future video, I'm gonna be spoiling it, but in a future video, I'm gonna be talking about Japanese arcade games and their home console ports. One of them is gonna be Dance Dance Revolution, and of course, like everyone's familiar with the Dance Dance Revolution soft pads and stuff like that. But let me see. There was an overlay for the GameCube where you just kind of slap it on the GameCube and then it turns into a DDR pad like that. And this was actually covered in KK Clues videos. If you watched KK Clues tier list video for DDR controllers, this is actually how I found out about it. But in addition to this what was it called, DDR thing? What was it called? DDR Mini. Money Pocket. These were like LCD games for DDR, or not just DDR, but a lot of their other Bemani games. So there's Beat Mania, and then there's DDR. This is I forgot his name. There's Hello Kitty, and then there's whatever her her partner's name is. DDR for them. And then there's Poppin' Music. This is like my holy grail. I love Poppin' Music. And yeah, Beat Mania. And then there's one for Gitadora, which is basically like the original Guitar Hero. Guitar Hero was inspired by Gitadora, which is this. So yeah, anyways. Sorry for getting off track. That was very off track. Let me see. How do I get back? Okay. So let me see. Yeah, so yeah, I feel like so my issue is that whenever I think of arcade sticks, my mind just instantly goes to fight sticks or fighting games because that's like the most popular type of arcade game. But there's a lot of arcade games for the N64 that's compatible with it, and it's still really fun to use. Like with I personally haven't used it with Hydro Thunder, but I'm sure like Gauntlet Legends would be really good to use with too. And there's like Namco Museum and Midway's Arcade Treasures and stuff like that. Um, yeah, so arcade games and stuff. Let's see. Yeah, Shark Stick. Let's see. Oh, yeah, sorry if I mispronounced your name. Prushan? Uh, yeah, electronic project streams. Um, yeah, it's just something I wanted to do just because it's um, something I was gonna do anyways. Let's see. Yeah, okay, wait. I got really off track. Anyways, yeah, so the Reality Quest glove is this controller. So a lot of people say that it's good for like people with mobility issues, or like if you don't have proper control of your left hand. What you do is you just put on these straps here, and then the D-pad for the PS1 would be controlled by your arm. So this would move it up and down, this would move it side to side, for example. And then your thumb would have access to all the shoulder buttons, and your fingers have access to all the face buttons and extra shoulder buttons that would be mostly used, and then also like the the menu buttons. I'm honestly not sure what this Reality Quest logo button does because I haven't used this, to be honest. But I'm sure in the Wrestling with Gaming's video he talks about it. If you want to learn more about it, I highly recommend watching his video on the subject because he goes beyond just talking about the controller itself. He talks about the history, like I said, which I really appreciate. So that was the PS1 version, and the N64 one I also wanted to talk about, even though it's like not too different, because since I have the box, I think it'd be pretty cool to show what came in it. So let's see, front, one thing I like about N64 era like third-party controllers is that the consistent like design in their packaging, like with the red and then the yellow and then the blue and then the green. It's like a small thing that I just really like for some reason. Yeah, so let's see if there's anything interesting in the box. Not really. Yeah, so designed for right-handed use. That was something that kind of bothered me. I mean, I'm not left-handed, so I don't know why it bothered me. It just did. For a time, I wanted to make like a left-handed version where I wanted to take this apart, scan it all with a 3D scanner, and then just reprint it with a 3D printer, and then just like redo the internals or whatever by I guess like pad hacking. But that never went through. Anyways, let's see in here. So, oh, this is an unboxing channel now. So yeah, this is just instruction manual. I don't really care about that. I guess just to give you a better look of the diagram, because I do think the diagram is pretty cute. I like that the buttons are just completely flat, like they're just textured onto the thing instead of being 3D buttons, except for like the shoulder buttons. Okay, and then yeah, there's that. And that. Now let's get to the controller. Oh, there it is. All right, so again, design is pretty similar to the PS1 version. Where is it? Let me compare it. I mean, I showed it earlier. I don't have to compare. Oh, there it is. It's on the floor. So it's pretty much the same thing, with the same layout. Even the menu button, the Reality Quest menu buttons there. The only difference is where your thumb is on the PS1 controller. It had like the shoulder buttons, like I said. N64 version is the D-pad, and it's like a hat switch too. It's not like separate buttons like that, so you can just move it around like that. I personally don't like hat switches, just because I feel like they're not that accurate. Oh my god, wait, this song. If you watched A Silent Voice, oh my god, this song, or yeah, this scene in the movie when Shoko was, I'm not gonna say anything just in case of spoilers, but yeah, when there was crying. Anyways,
let's see. I way prefer the N64 version just because it's so colorful, and I really like the colorness. And then this one, of course, has a memory pack slot or accessory pack slot, whatever it's officially called. Well, this one doesn't because the PlayStation version, you wouldn't like attach anything to it. So yeah, this one I'm not gonna put on like after like untangling the controller or the cord, just because it's gonna take too much time, and I'm pretty sure everyone gets a general idea of it. Put it on the same way. Thumb controls the D-pad. This controls this, and then this controls up and down. This controls side to side, and then there's a switch. Where is it? It's there. So one of these changes whether you're moving your wrist down controls forward or no, not forward. Whether moving your wrist down like this would push up or down on the analog stick. And that sounds really weird. I thought so too. I was like, why would you ever need like down to be up or like up to be down? When I tried it out on like Paper Mario, down and up, I wanted to be like down and up on the analog stick. But when you play Mario 64, when you move this down, you want your analog stick to go up, because like, I don't know about anyone else, but me, instinctively, when I put my wrist down like this, I expect Mario to go forward. So that's what that switch is for, which I think is like such a good idea. And it really shows that the people that made this controller really tested it out with like not just like one type of game. They wanted it to be like a universal controller, which I really appreciate. So let me put this back. Yeah, the physical reverse controller switch. Yeah. Thing is, like I didn't even think. I didn't even realize until like I actually tried it out why they would need one. But yeah. Let's see. Yeah, remapping controls. Yeah, that is a good idea. I think something that's interesting is that some games let you remap controls like completely giving you like freedom. Like I think Doom 64, right? Didn't that let you customize button inputs instead of having preset? But then something like GoldenEye, that had like preset, even though you could change the control scheme, they were still presets. And also like Star Wars episode, or not Star Wars episode, Star Wars Rogue Squadron. Let me show off this poster. Get in the game with lightning. The video game control glove. Man, the website is theglove.com. I love that. That is so funny. And then on the back is basically a more interesting version of the instructions. So they give you like doing this with your wrist does this, which I think is really cool how the glove works. And then like, you know, this is talking about the switch, like Chadwick mentioned. And then at the bottom is basically like the most popular games and showing you like what they do, which I think is so cool. Yeah, and then like just having like a poster for a controller, I feel like is so weird, but I love it. I love that this is a thing. I honestly would have bought a separate glove just for this. And that's exactly what I did actually. Because let me see. There it is. Oh man, I got this out of the way. But yeah, I said I would get another glove controller just for the poster, because that's what I did. I had the loose one first, and then I saw the boxed one, and I was like, oh my god, I didn't know that it came with a poster like this, and I just had to get it. Yeah, Starflux would be an interesting play with the glove. You know what I think would be funny is if you played Smash with it.
You defeat Master Hand with your hand movements. That'd be pretty funny. And then yes, Star Fox too. I like the idea of. Oh my god, how do I retype? Oh, there we go. Okay. Yeah, Star Fox. I feel like using this controller for Star Fox would be kind of like piloting with like actual flight controllers. And speaking of which, that's a future video topic. I have a few flight controllers. I talked about the Mad Catz arcade stick that had half of the control scheme being the flight stick, but I have. Oh, and then I also talked about the Performer Air Racer, which is like the wireless motion sensing flight stick. But I have two more, or no, three more flight sticks that I haven't talked about yet. So I'll show that later. Oh man, this song too. This song is lit, because that's literally what it's called. But like unironically, it is so good. Let me see. Sorry, I'm trying to put the instruction and the poster back into the box without like damaging anything. So give me a little bit of time. Okay. That is boxed up. And alright. Enough with the break. Now let's get back to soldering. Or desoldering, actually. Holy crap, I spent 15 minutes on that. Alright, gotta wait for that to heat up again. This is actually pretty good timing because that was actually the last song in this CD. So, while that heats up, I'm gonna grab the next CD. CD's nuts. Let's see, what can be next? Since we just did an anime one, let's do another video game soundtrack. Jet Set Radio. Alright. Thank you, Silent Voice. You are beautiful. Let's see. Alright. Put this on the now playing rack. There we go. Play that. Oh yeah. Yeah, the music just turns you on. Let me know if the music is too loud. I think it is actually too loud, so I'm gonna lower it a little bit. But I know that if it's too quiet, the music's just gonna cut out. So let me know if that happens, or if the opposite problem happens, where if it's too loud, it just kind of blows out the mic. So just let me know. Let's clean off the solder, or the oxidation on it. Let's see. Alright, where's the wick? There it is. Right, yeah, so let me actually, I forgot to move the camera back too. Get a close up on that camera guy. Let's see. There we go. Alright. Let's see. Let's get this analog stick off.
this controller is pretty interesting because with all the other GameCube controllers that I've worked with, the analog sticks, the pins, I don't know what these are called. I know that the thing on the circuit board is called traces. But these, like, you know, these ends, the metal contacts or whatever, usually you would like insert them into the controller. So this one, the analog stick pins like go into these holes, but with this one, it's a surface mount analog stick. So you might notice that the pins, they don't go through the thing. The traces are just like laid flat on top of the thing, which it's not like a meaningful difference, but I think it's still pretty cool just seeing the differences in manufacturing. Let's see. This is a lot more annoying though, because the solder can get stuck underneath the pins. So, yeah, this is like a real like piece of crap to remove. Oh, this one's my favorite song. Hummin', I think this is called Hummin' the Bassline, the song. This is my favorite song. Let's see. Okay, so what I do for these surface mount analog sticks is I desolder each side, and then I kind of use the tweezer to kind of pry it up a little bit, kind of like a crowbar. And then I just keep doing that until the analog stick falls off. Let's see. And again, I'm not going to worry too much about if I damage the analog sticks because I'm not going to reuse these anyways. If I needed analog sticks, I would use not the surface mount ones. I would use like the ones from the Wii Classic controller. So the analog sticks in the Wii that's really hot. But yeah, the analog sticks in the Wii Classic controller are the same as the ones on the original GameCube controller. And since the Wii Classic controller and the analog stick were really common, and they're like better analog sticks anyways, I way prefer using those for projects. Let me see the other side of this. So anytime your thing doesn't, yeah, see? Anytime, even after you desolder everything and it still doesn't come off, check the underside just to see if there's any leftover solder, or in this case, this stick isn't even held in with solder, it's just like kind of stapled in here, like, it's not focusing. Yeah, see, oh my god. Okay, yeah, you see how, oh my god. You see how the teeth are just kind of clamping around the PCB like that? My camera's not being cooperative, but all you have to do is just kind of, let me use this. Whoops. Wait, what are you saying, Travis? Bend them at the top? You can separate the orange part from the metal box. Oh, like this. Oh, okay. Let's see. Oh my god, wait. That's crazy. I did not know this was a thing. Thank you, Travis. Okay, yeah, so if you have these, like really stubborn analog sticks, doing that helps a lot. But of course with the Wii ones, you want to try to preserve it as much as possible. So probably not do that. But with like these third-party crappy analog sticks, don't worry about destroying them. Probably not going to use them anyways. Let's see. Oh my god. Hold on. I'm gonna try using this. I'm sure a lot of people are looking at the scratch on my thumb and thinking that I got that from my... Sorry, I had to go quiet for that line. It's for Larry. Or wait, was that Larry or was that Chadwick? Oh, that was Chadwick. My bad. Yeah, I had to go silent for that line for Chadwick. Let's see. Yeah, so let me just remove this. What was I saying? I just forgot. Anyways, remove that. And then now, okay, now these are easily accessible. Thank you, Travis. Let me put these back on here. Man, I put my hoodie on because it was getting cold. I have to take it off already. Hold on. Oh man, my earbuds went flying. Hold on. Alright. Alright. Hi Joe. Thanks for joining. Thank you. I like my rings too. Let's see. Yeah, Travis, I did actually kind of pull the traces off, as you can see here. On this side. Yeah, you can see like some of the metal part came off and it's like just brown now. Hopefully that doesn't affect anything. I think the traces go that way instead of that way, so I think it's okay because the metal parts are still intact on the left side. Yeah, so Joe, I'm working on the monkey ball stick. Let me see, hold on. So I'm, oh man, I gotta get this out of the way. So I'm like making this thing. And right now, all I'm doing is basically just, oh god, I'm so sorry for the shaky camera. I basically just took an existing GameCube controller. I soldered off all the like parts from it. And by doing that, I can mount my own parts to it, like the buttons and the joystick, so that instead of using like the regular buttons and the regular analog stick, I can use these more arcadey buttons, because those are actually arcade buttons. And then of course I can also attach the banana to that stick. Let's see. All right, let me get that out of the way. All right, let me get the wick. Yeah. Identify the beat. All right, so that is that. All right, so this one I did a better job on. There's like some extra solder left on, but the important thing is I didn't rip the traces off because I wasn't like a Neanderthal trying to just take the whole thing off. So what's left are the Z turbo ones and the sliding potentiometer. So let's do that. I think I'm gonna do this. Camera is focusing in and out on the beat. That's funny. Maybe, I think it's because like the camera's too close to this. Let me see. Hold on. Okay, it is a bit farther now, but hopefully that fixes it. Let me stop shaking. Okay. So yeah, I'm gonna use the wick, desolder. So this one's the one that I was working on earlier that I had to stop. because the analog stick was in the way, but now I can desolder this a lot easier with the analog stick gone. Let's see. Oops. Alright, I think that's good enough. Where are Dollar and Boba? They're downstairs. I don't know if they're sleeping or whatever. Maybe I'll bring them in later for the stream. I don't want to bring them in right now, just because I don't want to. What is this? Oh, is that from the Rumble? But yeah, I don't want to bring them in with the soldering iron. But later, when I take a break, and show off some of my other controllers, I might also bring them in and have a guest appearance from my cats. Let's see. Okay, so that's the sliding potentiometer off. So now it's just the Z and those buttons. Let's see. Yeah, I take a really long time doing this stuff because I'm not too experienced. Like my first pad hack was like last year, but since then I haven't worked on too many. So I'm still like, even though it's been a year, I haven't worked on too many. So I'm not too experienced still. Hopefully though, I get to pad hack more often. I think I need to clean this. But yeah, because I really do enjoy pad hacking, and I enjoy, like, you know, the artistic side of it. Let's see how this is even mounted, because I'm just sucking up the solder. I don't even know how much I have to suck up. Oh, okay, so this one's another, like, one of these staple types. So we don't have to suck up too much of the solder. Hi, NT Music. I'm just working on making a, like, hold on, let me just do this real quick. Okay, so if you know the game Super Monkey Ball, that's the one. Oh, there's actually a new game coming out, by the way. So it's the game that those monkey dudes are from. It's a Sega arcade game where you basically control, or where you basically roll a ball around with a monkey inside and try to get to the goal. That game originally started out as an arcade game, and what's interesting about it is that the arcade game had a very unique control scheme in that it had a joystick in the shape of this banana. So there's that. And then there's also like the front view. Yeah. And then, like, if you played Super Monkey Ball 1 on the GameCube, then you pretty much played the original Monkey Ball arcade game. The only difference is some graphical and audio changes, and then also the absence of Gon Gon, my favorite monkey, the big guy. But because I love the game so much, I also wanted to I wanted to try playing the actual arcade game, but those are really expensive and also they're very rare. So rather than try to pay like $1 million to buy one for myself, and then instead of having to travel across the country just to play Super Monkey, or not Super Monkey Ball, just to play regular Monkey Ball, I thought I could just make one, because not only would I have a controller that I would want to use, but also I would get to learn how to pad hack. So yeah, this controller is the reason why I started to learn how to pad hack in the first place. And just in case anyone here doesn't know what pad hacking is, it's when you use a pre-existing controller PCB. So I'm getting, like, this is an old GameCube controller PCB that I took off from a regular controller. And I'm just taking off all the unnecessary buttons and stuff like that, and I'm gonna attach my own buttons and stick. So I'm gonna attach, these are like Sanwa buttons, and this is just a generic joystick that I found on Amazon. And the good thing about this joystick is that it has like a good, I think like a pretty good replica of what it feels like to, or I mean, at least what I guess the original arcade stick feels like to use. Because I've never used it, so I can only guess. But the good thing is that I 3D printed this banana, and then because this joystick is so thick, it allows any external parts to be easily like snugly fitted on here. So I put it on here, and then I could just play the game, kind of resembling how it would have felt to play in the original arcades. Oh my god, that's hot. Oh my god, be careful not to touch hot metal with your bare hands. I'm a very bad like temperature wuss. And I'm very bad temperature wuss like in both ways. Like I can't have anything too cold, and I can't have anything too hot because I freak the hell out. Let's see. Okay, so this thing is kind of stubborn. So where's my knife? I'm gonna, let's see. Thank you for the compliments. Yeah, I mean, it wasn't a burn. It was more, I think it was just because like I was startled because it doesn't hurt. So it was more that the temperature. Where's the knife? What the heck? Oh, there it is. Okay. So what I'm gonna do with the knife, I'm not gonna cut myself. I'm just gonna put it under this sort of staple thing. Hopefully, yeah. So then I can just pry it up like that. So now this pin is lifted up. So now I can do the same thing with this one. And I know like using a thin blade to do this, I'm just asking for trouble. It's gonna like break off and hit me in the eye or something. But you know, what other choice do I have? Oh, that was the wrong one. I was supposed to do it on this one. So let's see. Yeah, let's see. So I think using the thicker part of the blade helps because that's more durable. Let's see. Yeah. So let's see if this part can be cut off now. Can I make you a DS? I don't know if I can make you a DS from scratch or whatever. There is something cool you can do with a DS though. You know how like the original DS lights were like backwards compatible with the Game Boy Advance games? Sadly, not the original Game Boy Color games. Anyways, there was a type of Game Boy called the Game Boy Advance Micro, which is just a Game Boy Advance but tiny. If I remember correctly, it's like it's basically like two Game Boy Advance cartridges side to side, and then just a little bit of room on top and bottom. Yeah, if you Google it, you should be able to see it. But yeah, people make something similar to the Game Boy Advance Micro with the DS. Since the DS has like backwards compatibility, people just cut the top screen off from broken DSs, and then they basically just have the bottom screen. So it basically looks like a Game Boy Advance with the form factor, the horizontal and the buttons on the side. And they call it a Game Boy Macro because it's bigger. And I probably still can't make that. But I just thought I'd tell you this because I think it's cool. Let's see. Oh, actually, So I'm not too worried about ripping the traces off from the turbo nor the Z buttons because we're not going to be using that for the Super Monkey Ball stick anyways. One thing to note though, actually, one thing I should have mentioned at the beginning is, or actually I did mention it, I just didn't mention it when new people joined. The only inputs you need for the Super Monkey Ball stick are the joystick, of course, A button, B button, and the start button. Those are the only ones you need for the main game. But if you plan on making your own and you want to make the controller compatible with like the mini games, you do need to keep some of them. So I think for Monkey Bowling and Monkey Golf, you need the C stick to control the curve and stuff like that. I could be wrong, or was the L and R buttons? I don't know. So just if you want the controller to be compatible with the mini games, just look up. Make sure you look up what buttons those use, and then keep them. Okay, so that's that. Actually, I think this controller prep is done. Oh yeah. Okay, so that's done. That's all the excess components cut off. I would usually use 99% isopropyl alcohol to clean up all these like extra like goo and stuff like that. But again, I forgot to buy it, so I can't do that, unfortunately. But it's not gonna affect, hopefully not gonna affect the playability of it. It might give you some issues of like the thing not mounting correctly. But as long as you keep the solder flowing as you attach it, you should be good. One thing I'm not going to do on stream though is I have to cut off these wires, like cut them here, and then feed it through the hole in the controller case. Let's see. So at the top of the case, so this is going to be the housing for the 4 that I'm making today, is this hole. I try to make it as small as possible because the one I have made right now, completed, this was like the second ever pad hack that I did. So there were some techniques that I wasn't aware of when I did this. So the front where the wire feeds through is just this big ass hole because I needed to make sure that the plug of the GameCube, this thing, would be able to feed through into the case. But instead of doing that, if you cut the cords here, you can feed the very thin wires instead of plugging or feeding this fat cable or the connector through. So you can keep your controller case looking nice and tidy, and then you can and then like when you feed it through, you just re-solder everything. So you use these to shrink wrap onto the wires again, just to make sure that they don't short. And you connect them again, and then you should be good. And then you can even like hot glue this square onto the front of the case, so it even looks like the case was like factory made or whatever. The controller with the rat and the maze. Commercials back then were crazy. I wonder what happened to like crazy commercials like that. I wonder why everything's so sanitized now. My phone mic. Yeah. Let me see. Let me see. What time is it? Give me like 15 minutes because I'm trying to be productive for 1 hour increments. So yeah, I'll show off the phone controller or the phone mic or phone speaker. I mean later. Okay, so now that the controller is fully prepared, what we do now is we get the wire, and then we measure out how long the wire has to be for the buttons to reach the PCB. So let me try to maneuver this. Let's see. Oh man. So what we do is get the stick. Hold on. I like to try to keep the artwork and everything like together, so I don't lose track of which one's which. Since I'm not like the most skilled at woodworking, so the sizes of these the sizes of these clear cases, and then also the top cover plate are not the same for all of them. So I have to try to keep them all with their own respective controllers, because otherwise I'm gonna get it mixed up. Yeah, so the goal is take that off, and I'm gonna mount this to either. Oh, I should probably turn this off. I'm gonna mount this. Let's see. I might mount it. Yeah, I think I'm gonna mount it on the top. The reason for that is because if you mount it on the bottom, if I ever need to like do repair or anything like that, if I try to like open this up, then the wires would have to be super long for it to have to reach from here all the way down there. But if it's like right here, then it just needs to like reach from there to there to there, and then from here to there. And then also, it decreases the risk of someone who doesn't know how this is wired up. If they open it up too fast, or maybe like if this gets stuck, so like they like try to yank on it and then it just suddenly comes loose. I don't want the wires to like suddenly detach from the from the thing suddenly like that. For my earlier one, I did mount it down here though, just because it's kind of a pain in the ass to have to wire the analog sticks backwards, because it has to go like that and then to the other side. But I think it's still worth it just for the safety of it. Anyways, let's see. So let me get the wires. The good thing about GameCube controllers, actually not just GameCube controllers, about game controllers is that a lot of buttons are color coded. So GameCube A is green, B is red. The only bad thing is that the X and Y are just gray, so there's no distinction. But like the Xbox, those have like the orange, green, blue, and red, and then the PlayStation it has pink, blue, green, and red. So you can just color code your wires, so you won't have to be like you don't have to like follow through and see like, oh, does this go to here or whatever. So let's see. So that's the front. So I want to mount it like Nah, I think I should just mount it here. So what I think I'm gonna do is, instead of cutting the wire here, like I originally planned and having this at the front, I'm just gonna cut it here, feed it through, and then just have the front just like a flat wire instead of having this cool strain relief thingy. It is kind of unfortunate because I do really like the look of this thing, but oh shoot, this actually has shielding. So hopefully I can still cut through that later. But anyways, yeah, I'm gonna mount it here, and then I'm gonna have to like feed the wire around like this, and then yeah, reattach it here instead of here like I was originally gonna do. I am just realizing I forgot to make mounting blocks for this. So usually I am supposed to cut out little blocks. Let me see. So with the blocks, I just glue it onto the faceplate, and then I'm able to screw the controller on, but I forgot them. So I'm just gonna see if I could just, let me see. So I can technically remove this, I can't even tell if this is a I don't. Oh, this is a capacitor. Okay. So I can technically remove this capacitor to the other side, and then remove these wires and then mount it on the top instead, and then just have it mounted flat. Let's just try that. Yeah. Because that's a fake, or like not fake, that's a third-party controller anyways. It's not too much of a loss if I mess it up. Okay, so let me get the wire out of the way for now. I'm not going to use that. So this is something that I actually wanted to do before, where I get any components on the underside of this and I mount it on the top instead, because that makes the flat or the bottom flat, so I could just mount it directly on here. So this will be good practice. So if you do that, you're gonna eliminate the need for the mounting blocks, since you could just flatly place it on the case. Oh, one thing to keep in mind though, if your case is metal, you can't do that. The reason is because sometimes these controllers, the traces on the bottom, or the traces are on the bottom. So if the bottom is attached to something that is conductive, that is going to short out all these traces. So that's going to make your controller not work. The reason I mentioned that is because, let's see, not the PlayStation. Let's see. Yeah, something like this one. This one has bare traces on the underside of the controller, in addition to the top side. So if I were to just mount this onto like a metal case, that's going to short out all these things. So it's going to act as if like I'm pressing down all the buttons at the same time, even though I'm not. So keep that in mind. So just be careful of if you flat mount it, depending on the material of your case. I am making a different controller that is metal. Let me just show that off real quick. So I found this pencil case at my school. It was just being thrown away. I didn't steal it or anything. And I didn't just pick it off the ground and say, find your secret. This was in the garbage. So I asked my professor if I could take it, and he said yeah. So I took it, and I was just gonna use it as a pencil case, but because I've seen so many cool like portable like arcade controllers, specifically like Snackbox Micros. Those are like not fight sticks, because those don't have sticks. I don't know what you would classify them as, but they're basically hitbox style controllers where you have the face buttons and then also the directional buttons here. So I wanted to make something portable like that, but I don't like hitbox style controllers for fighting games. So I wanted to make a pop-in music controller. And if you don't know what pop-in music is, it's a rhythm game where there are 9 buttons arranged like this. The colors might be wrong. I know the bottom row is correct. I'm not sure about the top row. I don't know if the yellow's in the middle or the blue's in the middle. But it looks like this. And then it's just a standard rhythm game where the notes come down and you have to press the appropriate buttons. And there is a pop-in game on the PlayStation. So I got this PlayStation controller, and I'm gonna pad hack that for my next pad hack. And then, as I mentioned earlier, not my next one, but like one of my next videos is gonna be on Japanese arcade controllers. I'm hoping to have the pop-in controller done by then, so I can show it off in that video too. Okay, surface mount. So yeah, I'm gonna, let's see. So red is on the left side, yellow is on the right. So keep in mind that the order of these wires are important. So keep track of where that is. I'm gonna go get a Sharpie so I can write it on here. Let's see. Oh, actually, I don't even have to write it because this LED is red. So I'll just put the red wire on the same side as the red LED. So yeah. Yeah, I was like that kind of student where the mnemonics and stuff like that really helped me. Alright, so yeah, gotta wait for that to heat up. Let's see. I don't have time to show off an entire controller yet, because that's gonna heat up in just a few seconds, but let me show off something that doesn't really need too much of an explanation. This is a Hot Wheels in the shape of a shark. And this was like my childhood holy grail of Hot Wheels, just because I thought it was so cool. And I finally got it in high school or middle school, I don't remember which. But yeah, I still really love this thing. The original I think was gray, but then I always wanted the blue one because I thought the blue one was cooler. And then also there was like the tiger version where it was like orange with black stripes, like a tiger. I thought that was pretty funny, because it's like a tiger shark. But I thought, like, you know, the blue one's just too much of a classic because that's the first one I ever saw. Okay, this is heated up. So now I will desolder this. Okay, so I love this song too from Jet Set Radio soundtrack. Let's see. Anyone here play Jet Set Radio? I didn't grow up with the Dreamcast. I was born too late for that. My first console was the Wii. Okay, so that's done. So all we have to do is just mount that on the top side like that. So it's gonna be a little bit weird because the wires are gonna extend from the back side, but because it already has kind of like a, you know, like a bend to them, it's gonna be fine. So the only other thing we have to remount onto the top is this capacitor. Yeah, there's a tiger version. I'll have that up on screen later. That one's honestly, that one's really cool too. I feel like I should have just bought the tiger one too, so I can have like the trio of sharks, like the tiger shark, the gray shark, and the blue shark. If I saw someone driving a shark car, I would probably freak out, take a bunch of pictures, and then ask if I can like sit in the passenger seat or like the driver's seat and pretend to drive it or whatever. Let's see. Okay, something I'm noticing about this is, so the capacitor is mounted here, and the other side, it's not like all the other mounts where the solder is just what is it called? Soldered onto like each trace by itself. This flows into this other trace next to it. So let me get this here. So this trace and this trace are connected. I can't tell if that was something I did by mistake, but from what I can tell, that the trace over here, up here, the green part, those are connected. So I think it should be fine. I'm just hoping that if I remove this, it doesn't desolder this resistor, because that would be a pain in the ass to try to reattach. I do have to keep in mind which direction this is in because it's a capacitor. I have a Dreamcast in the room with me, and it is the one I had back in 1999. Yeah. What did you think about the Dreamcast, like back when it was like when you had it, when it was still in stores? Because I like all my older consoles, they're all secondhand. The only consoles that I had was the Wii and the Wii U. And then some of my portable consoles, like my DSi XL, my oh, that's it actually. Just 3 consoles were my own, and then the rest I had to buy used. So I don't personally have like like too much of the excitement of having like to open up a brand new console, especially the Dreamcast, since that's such a good console. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Jack Ryan Radio. I mean, are you? Did you see the trailer for the new one? It was a while ago when it was released. When the trailer was released, but they're having like a reboot of the series. I think it looks pretty sick. There are some design changes that I think after sitting for a while, I prefer the older ones, but you know, like I think DJ Professor K's hair was something that I preferred the older version of, because I think in the newer one, they either like really made his dreadlocks like not looking good, because like in the older one or in the original game, it looked really good. But yeah, I forgot what specifically it was, but I remember something about DJ Professor K kind of bothering me. Sorry, I keep talking and I keep losing track of which direction this has to be. So it just has to point forward. Okay, point forward. I'm gonna shut up for a bit just so I can concentrate on this real quick. Let's see. Okay, so that's, I think that part's done. Okay, let's see if that's good. But yeah, Jack Ryan Radio. I had a Dreamcast, or I bought a Dreamcast during. I hope I don't fucking break this. I should use tweezers and be more careful. I bought my Dreamcast during COVID, because I'll actually talk about the reason why I started getting into retro games after I do this. I'll show off the telephone speaker, and then I'll show off the reason why I got into retro games. Anyways, yeah, I got the Dreamcast during lockdown, and I forgot where I was going with this. What was I gonna say? I mean, I love the thing. It's, oh yeah, I was gonna say like I didn't grow up with it, but I'm very glad that I got it. Let's see. Another reason why I mentioned that I got the Dreamcast during lockdown is because I guess that kind of gives an idea of how long it took me to be able to play Jet Grand Radio. I remember I watched Peanut Butter Gamer's I Dream of Dreamcast series. Anyone remember that? That was from like 2013 or something like that, where he bought a Dreamcast and the disc drive didn't work, so he had to spend an entire episode trying to repair it. When he repaired it, he played games in the next episode. It was Crazy Taxi. I can't remember if he played Jack Ryan Radio, but oh, nice. Okay, that was good. So that just attaches towards the front like that. Let me see. I'm gonna do this off camera, just because it's kind of a pain in the ass. Let's see. Okay, that is gonna attach like that. For now, it's gonna be blocking the pins for the controller wire, but after I soldered this in, I'm just gonna bend it straight up so that I can make room for the controller wires. Anyways, yeah, I think I first watched Peanut Butter Gamer's video in 2015 or somewhere around then, sometime around then. And I remember really wanting a Dreamcast because of it. Also because I had Crazy Taxi on my PC, or on my family PC, but after we upgraded the PC, we lost the file for Crazy Taxi, and I could never play it again. and I've wanted to play Crazy Taxi for so long after that. And then the Dreamcast let me play it again.
Let me catch up on chat real quick. Yeah, Jack Ryan Radio was magical fun. I bought a Dreamcast on eBay with Sonic Adventure 1 a few years ago and never set it up. Now it's just sitting in my closet. You should try it out if you ever get the time. And like, do you have any other games for the Dreamcast? And take music? Because I personally haven't played Sonic Adventure 1 nor 2. I do kind of want to do it. I do kind of want to get to them. I really want to get to them actually. But okay, I actually got to make sure those don't solder together. So I'm gonna do this off camera again. But yeah, Sonic Adventure. I'm like, you know, I've only heard good things about it. Or at least for the second game. I don't know about the first one. Let's see. Okay, so I think that is done. I'm gonna check that with a multimeter just to make sure it's not shorting. Let's see. It's just Sonic and some random racing game that came with it. Was it Metro City Racer or whatever? It's the Metro Arkham City? No, Arkham was on Xbox originally. I remember something like Metro or something. I don't know. Something like that. Let's see. And then Chadwick, if you don't have a CRT, it's kind of a massive hassle. Let's see. And the PC is great, also weird. Okay, wait, sorry, hold on. So this, I'm just checking for shorts. So the multimeter in this setting is a continuity. So if the wires are basically creating like a closed loop, it makes that sound. So it tells you that if two things are connected together, but they shouldn't be. So first, I want to try it out with the same thing so that it beeps, so I know it's working. Okay, so that's working correctly. Now if I press it onto this other one, it shouldn't beep. Wait, I'm gonna take my earbuds off, just so I can hear. Because I feel like I'm hearing the music. Okay, that's good. Okay, so that's the capacitor mounted. And then let me know if the music is too loud again. I put it a bit loud so that it doesn't get drowned out because it's like an actual speaker playing the music and not like directly fed into the stream. The mic sometimes like drowns it out. But if it is too loud and it's distracting, I don't want that to be the case. Okay, so then now that that's mounted, I can kind of lift this up. I don't want to lift it up too much because I don't want to break it. So then I'm gonna try to mount this on here. If I can't mount this on here, I can also just mount. Oh, fuck. Okay, wait, hold on. See that? That resistor? That was supposed to be attached like that, but I think I might have accidentally started it off. So I think what I'm gonna do is try to reattach that. It's gonna be pain in the ass, but I reap what I sow. Anyways, what was I saying? Yeah, if you don't have a CRT, it's kind of a massive hassle. Yeah, I definitely prefer using CRTs to like LED or like you know, modern TVs. But what do you think about like using PVMs and BVMs compared to like consumer grade CRTs? Because I'm always like I always want a PVM or BVM, but I can't justify the price in my mind until I get like $1 million. Because like I personally can't tell the difference. I can't even tell the difference between
composite and component versus S video. Like even though people say S video and component are way better than composite, I personally can't tell the difference. So I know for a fact that even if I invested in a PVM and a BVM, I won't be able to notice it. So I don't think it's personally worth it for me. It could just be because I have really bad eyes though. Man, this tiny resistor is gonna be pain in the ass. Yeah, lots of weird games. I think the Dreamcast is kind of similar to the GameCube in that way, because like the GameCube was also like a very experimental, or it was like they had a lot of experimental games. But yeah, the Dreamcast definitely had more experimental games, like both in terms of quantity and the degree to which the games were experimental. Like Seaman, that was crazy, and but yeah, I didn't know that Seaman had a sequel on the PS2 until not too long ago. And the only reason why I found out was because I found the PS2 Seaman 2 controller, the gold one with like the Seaman symbols on it. Okay, wait. Okay, so this is going okay. Okay, so after I mount this resistor, I want to take a break again. Oh god. Let's see. I swear to god, if I drop this, I'm just gonna... Let's see. My hands are too shaky for this. Oh god, oh my god, I dropped it. That sucks. Dang. Oh, that really sucks. Is it worth trying to look for it? I'm gonna try looking for it real quick. In the meantime, I'm gonna change the disc real quick. Hold on, actually. Yeah, I think it's a lost cause. I can't find it. Maybe it fell on my shirt? Nope. Yeah, I think it's gone. Dang it. That sucks. All that work. I can't even use this. That really sucks. Yeah, I have another controller. Um, I'm just kind of, what is it? I'm just kind of bummed out because I put so much time into this and I can't even use it. Hold on. Anyways, let me catch up on chat real quick. Let's see. Yeah, very Japanese. Oh, you bought it on 9999? That's cool. That's really cool. You bought it on release date. Going from essentially N64. Yeah, the jumping it was crazy in the graphics from the N64 era to Dreamcast. Yeah, the new Jet Grand Radio, and then Samba de Amigo was yeah. So okay, so funny you mentioned Samba de Amigo because I actually bought the maracas controllers. I'm just waiting for it to arrive. And that is gonna be part of the video that I eventually make about Japanese arcade home ports. Because Samba de Amigo also started off as an arcade game originally. Let me see. What is this one? Oh, Berserk. But yeah, Samba de Amigo also started off as an arcade game. And there's another game I found made by Sonic or Sega. I don't remember if it was specifically Sonic Team that made it. But it's basically the same game as Samba de Amigo, except it's instead of a maracas, it's a tambourine game. Let me see. Let me try looking for the resistor one more time. Beam the floor. I don't have a flashlight. I have one on my phone, but I'm using my phone as the camera, so I can't. I'll look for it later. Let's see. Yeah, Dreamcast was an arcade machine at home. Yeah, that's what I love about it. Like, so many arcade ports. Oh, let me actually play this. I forgot. So many arcade ports for the home console. Like, the Dreamcast version was the best. Like, I'm pretty sure people still play Marvel versus Capcom 2 on the Dreamcast. That's why the Green Goblin Dreamcast controllers are so popular. Because that's like the preferred Marvel player's way. Like the at least for the oldies. Or the OGs, I mean. Yeah, the Neo Geo. Yeah. The Neo Geo is actually another console that I really want. I mean, I want both the AES and the MVS. I'm gonna try moving my chair out of the way so I can see if the resistor's here. But yeah, I kind of have like a recent obsession with like arcade games at home. As you can probably tell from the monkey ball build. Not only that, but I've also made plans to make like a proper DDR pad. Instead of using like the soft pads, I want like a hard controller, like with wood and stuff. Because the soft pads always just slide around, which I don't like. Oh man. Yeah. Oh wait, hold on. Oh dang it. Yeah, I don't think I can find the resistor. It's I have no idea where it bounced. Um, it's okay. I have an extra one anyways. Like honestly, I save a lot of extra stuff, but I end up not using it. Like this is all my extra like parts from controllers that I've used for previous projects, or at least like projects that are currently in the works. Like you can see that the Wii PCB is still in there, so that's obviously not done. And then this one, and then this one doesn't even have a PCB. But yeah, I save a lot of these, and then I end up not even using them for a long time. So it's actually, I guess it's not too bad that I get to use another one of those. Yeah, Sega bass fishing with the fishing rod or bass. How do you pronounce BASS for the fish? It's bass for the guitar, so I'm guessing it's bass for the fish. Anyways, fishing controllers is actually another interest of mine. I want to get, so I have the ASCIIware Suricon for the N64, which is I think it's officially licensed. But there was like the Mad Catz one as well, with like the pole in front. That one I don't have. And I want to get it, but the prices right now are ridiculous on eBay. They're like $100 or something, which is not worth it in my opinion. But yeah. The last CRT we sold a few years ago. CRT is definitely like an aesthetic that I like. I know some people don't like it, and for good reason. I know some people have issues with the frequency of the CRTs, and it like physically hurts their ears, and like gives them headaches to look at it. So very valid reasons, but it doesn't affect me, so I'm okay with using CRTs. If you can source a studio monitor, do it. But like, yeah, a little mini Trinitron would be dope. Yeah, I think if I were to get a mini monitor, I would want to have it on the desk, because then I could just test my controllers as I work on them, instead of finishing or like partially finishing and then taking it over to the consoles and then coming back and having to go back and forth. I think having a thing here would be really cool. Oh god, wait, I gotta turn up the music. Anyways, yeah, because that's what that's what I've noticed a lot of people do. Even if it's not for controllers, like if like people who work with electronics, they have like their oscilloscopes here, and like their DACs or whatever. So I think having everything in one place would be really cool and really convenient. Oh, you have Seaman. I really want to get it. I don't have the game, nor do I have the mic though. So I'll have to get those one day. Yeah, there's a sequel for Seaman. Hold on. Let me actually, now that I'm not going to be working on this controller, I'm going to take a break and I'll share. Let me first actually, hold on. Let me pause this. Joe, are you still here? I'm not sure if my friend is still here, but just in case she is, I will show this off. So this is a clear telephone I got, and I have modded it with very easily reversible mods. I try not to permanently mod my stuff. All it is just two wires wired up to the speaker. So the speaker is with these two blue wires. On the other side, I've attached that green wire and the black wire, and I just fed it through, and then I've fed it through the handset wire. So then on the other side, I've attached a 3.5mm jack. Usually from the videos I've seen online, people use XLR cables. The reason they do that is because that would allow them to use it as a mic, but I don't have an audio processor or whatever that box is called. So I can't use this as a mic, but I can still use it as speakers. So, oh, you're here, Joe. Hi. Yeah, so yeah, I can still use it as speakers, but were you here for the explanation, like with the XLR stuff? Let me see. Let me see. Let me change the output to speakers. So let me move the mic here as well. And then let me play a specific song. I really like playing this song on this phone because the cover of the song has the guy calling on a public phone, so I thought it was fitting. And I also did not want to play Carly Rae Jepsen's Call Me Maybe. Yeah, I don't know if this is picking up. If it's too quiet or if it's too loud.
can you still call on that phone? So yeah, if you hook it up to the landline, I haven't made any changes to the wiring at all. The only thing I've done is I've added. Basically, I've turned this speaker from this single speaker into two speakers. Or wait, no, wait. Let me think. Let me rephrase that. I basically turned this phone so that it has one input into having two inputs. So it can take inputs from the call and it can also take inputs from the audio jack. So it can technically take calls. On the underside, the landline is still here. So all I have to do is just connect it. I should be able to take calls. But, you know, I don't have landline. So all this is it's just like a cool looking toy for me. And then something I like about it is that if I'm in Discord and I join with this as my speaker, it sounds like I'm at a payphone talking to my friends. Unfortunately, if I talk, they're just gonna hear like regular mic instead of a cool lo-fi mic. That's what this mod is called, by the way. If you use it as a mic, I'm using it as a speaker, so it's not called anything. But if you use the proper XLR cable and then the audio processor, it's called a lo-fi mic. And then if you speak into it, it's gonna sound really cool and kind of grainy and stuff like that. Anyways, I'm gonna pause that, change the output back to my earbuds, and then play this. Let me see. Put this back. What was I talking about? Oh yeah, we were talking about Seaman. Let me see. So let me put up Seaman 2. Since let me see. Browser. Yeah, so this is the Seaman 2 controller for PlayStation 2. It's all cool and like ancient civilization looking. Oh, and then this is like the kind of less cool one. It's just like I mean, it's not a standard controller. It's still very unique because it has a mic here too. But I mean, come on, look at this. Which would you rather use? This cool like Aztec ancient civilization object of worship controller, or this controller that just looks like a controller with a with an extra attachment on it. Let me think. And then this. Let's look at the game, or not gameplay, but let's just look at some screenshots. Oh god. I've actually never looked at the gameplay for this. This is cool. I did not know that it allows you to evolve this much. From what I remember, Seaman 1 only lets you evolve to like the frog, right? Is that the furthest? Or like at least like an amphibious creature. But from the cover, it looks like you can, I mean, from the gameplay too, it looks like you can evolve all the way to like bipedal, you know, a bipedal person type thing. Yeah, Frogman was the final form. Yeah. Let me see. Yeah, Leonard Nimoy had many things to. Yeah, rest in peace. Nimoy. Let me see. Yeah, I'm actually playing CDs in the background. Yeah. I am sacrificing like the sound quality, of course, because it doesn't sound as good if it's just picking up from the mic. But I still like the kind of vibe that it gives, because it's like, you know, it's a PS1 playing music, and then it's also like the speakers are like the nerve headquarters from Evangelion. I forgot, Geofront. Wait, no, was it called the Geofront? Let me check. But that pyramid thing. What was it called? From Evangelion? Oh, it's just called the nerve headquarters. Okay, yeah. So it's just the the pyramid from Evangelion. Yeah, so I was kind of worried about that, but I'm glad that the quality doesn't drop off too much. Um, let me see. Your desk looks so tidy. I'm surprised this is an issue. So, but sorry about the drop bit. Yeah. It's okay. Hold on. Let me see. So yeah, usually my setup is a bit further to the left because this is like like an L-shaped desk, so I don't like having to work in the corner like this. It's usually over here. Um, but I just thought it looked better here this way. But you know, like I feel like I still would have dropped the resistor whether I was working here or the side anyways, so it's okay. I still have the Capcom versus SNK2, the Dreamcast controller, burning thumbs, dust, super light. Yeah. Wait. Speaking of which, have you seen the Street Fighter 6 new season trailer? Oh, let me actually unplug the telephone speaker. But yeah, have you seen the Street Fighter 6 trailer for the new season? With I'm not gonna spoil it just in case people haven't seen it, but you should look at the trailer if you haven't. Oh, it's bass. Okay, so for the fish, it's bass, and then for the guitar, it's bass. Yeah, the phone. Hell yeah. Can you still call on that? Yep, we can hear the song. That's good. Oh wait, actually, something I forgot to mention. I don't know if you can hear that, but it still rings if you shake it. Of course, it doesn't ring by itself because it's not connected to the landline, but I still like that little detail. Yeah. The classic like put the phone between your cheek and your shoulder. Yeah, Burke. So that is a sound. Hold on. Let me move this down. So yeah, my little like. I didn't want to have to go through like setting up like digital like now playing this song and like all like having chat scroll down on the side. So I don't have chat scrolling down on the side, but I at least did the now playing thing. Anyways, yeah, that's the CD for the anime series. Where's my okay? Yeah, there it is. So that's the CD for the anime series, but and that's the original like 90s anime, not the 2017-16 stuff. And I also have this. This one is the soundtrack for the PS2 game. So it's entirely new soundtrack, different from the anime series. It's still sealed, which is why I'm kind of hesitant to open it up, because I feel like if I wanted to listen to it, I might as well just buy a new one and just give this one away to someone who would prefer to preserve this. I'm still debating on it. I still have to see if this is even available online, because if it is available online, then I won't even have to trade it away. Anyways, yeah, PS2 Berserk. I don't have the PS2 Berserk because it's Japanese exclusive, and I still have not modded my PS2 to be region free. But I do have the figure of Zod. Here it is. Zod the Immortal. He is a very small little guy. He's kind of cute, honestly, even though he's supposed to be like very terrifying. But yeah, this is PlayStation 2. I honestly don't know if this was like sold separately or if this was sold as part. Okay, so there's no barcode on it, so I think this was, yeah, and it says not for sale. So I think this was probably part of like a bundle. I know that there's a deluxe version of the PS2 game. There's like the standard version where it's just the disc and the case, but the deluxe version had a figure of Guts from the company that still makes like very high quality Berserk figures. I forgot what they're called, but this might be the same company. Art of War. Yeah. So Art of War made that figure too. If you look up PS2 Berserk figure, you should be able to find it pretty easily. I really want that one. But yeah. Anyways. Let's see. I wondered what that. Oh, okay. So yeah, the pyramid I already explained. So the thing that lights up is just a speaker, from in the shape of the pyramid from Evangelion. Let me pause this. So I don't know if you've watched Evangelion, but if you haven't, it's like a mech anime. And then the mech aren't like, they have to be powered and stuff. So the audio cable that you plug into your device is in the shape of the plug that they use for the Evangelion units, which is I think is really cool. So this would physically plug into the back of the Evangelion units to power them. Okay, so that's that. So that's the Evangelion thing. And then just for I can't bring it closer, but this obelisk thing, that is a lamp. So let me. Okay, it's plugged in. Yeah, so that's a lamp. So I can turn it on like that, and then that's the low setting. Let me see. That's the high setting. So yeah, it does get pretty bright. It's only because I have all the other lights on that it doesn't seem too bright. But what I really like about this is that it kind of, unfolds like a regular lamp. I have to like reach around my camera and all that stuff, so it's like really difficult, but yeah, this it's like that. It's like I just noticed it's like blinding the camera. Let me see if the lower thing helps. Yeah, lower helps a lot. Yeah, so when I don't want it to be too bright, I just turn that lamp on, and then this lamp on the side. That one's a more modern one. It just looks like that. I do really like this one a lot more though, just because of how it looks. Yeah, I am very superficial. Not actually. I'm not superficial. That was a joke. Or at least I hope I'm not. I'm not superficial. Anyways, I wonder what that. Yeah, the obelisk is that, and then have not the no shit. Sorry, chat, if I spoiled somehow. Not sure what you spoiled, but you removed it, so it's fine. By any chance, do you have the Shugokara CD? I don't. I don't, sadly. Let me see if I have something similar. Um, yeah, sadly, I don't have. Oh shoot. Okay, so sadly, I don't have the CDs for any of the Shugokara anime. That is something that sounds really interesting, though. That does sound cool. I haven't watched Shugokara, but I've been into like anime that I haven't watched before. Like, I was never really into mecha anime besides like Evangelion, of course. But anyways, I've like I've started to like really look into older like mech anime, like the original Macross Love is what was it called? Do you believe in or do you remember love? That one has such beautiful art. Like let me actually just show it on stream. Let me see. So Macross, do you remember love? So it's a pretty old anime. Let me see. And I think something about these older anime that I really love is the gorgeous art. I mean, look at the details on this. Like it's so full of like oh my god. I mean, come on. Hold on. This part. Oh my god. And this part? Jesus Christ. I know I'm like totally like yeah, anyways. Yeah, but older mech anime I think is just too cool. And I've slept on it for way too long and I have to start watching it again. Um And I've only actually gotten exposed to it because a friend of mine recently showed me his Gundam collection. Let me see. He showed me his office, and he has so much Gundam that he ran out of space at his house. And let me see. So he put a bunch of Gundam in his office. Let me see. So this is. Let me see over here. Yeah. So this is his office. I mean, it's not just Gundam, obviously. I think I forgot what some of these were called. I'm not familiar with all these. I think some of them was Mazinger. Some of them, I mean, of course, these are like Gundam. I think it was either this one with a big red like anchor looking thing that was Mazinger, or this like tiger looking guy that was Mazinger. We didn't talk about any of the ones here because the one that caught my eye the most was this like anchor looking thing, and then also this guy. Let me see. Okay, so this anchor guy is Mazinger Z, and then okay, and then this guy over here with the lion face is so cool. Let me see, cause he took a picture, like a close-up picture of one of the mechs, and he noticed in the corner there was a train, like a Japanese bullet train, and I was like, "What the fuck is that? A train?" And yeah, apparently this guy just fuses with a bullet train, which I think is fucking badass. It's like reminds me of what was that big like green construction robot from Transformers? Transformers. Okay, wait, hold on. I gotta address this. I know you probably saw that the vibrator. This is not what you think. This is a this is a PlayStation 2 accessory that vibrates. It's like a music or like a rhythm game thing or something. I wasn't looking for vibrators, just to be clear. This is a look. It says right here, ASCII, and then look, Res PlayStation 2. Anyways, going back to what was I talking about? Transformers. What was it called? Combining robot. The construct. It was like the combining. This guy. I'm gonna check chat, see if anyone knows. Yeah, it's a haptic accessory, so it like vibrates to the beat of the music or something. Let me see. Yeah, so I didn't look too much into it. But let me see. Frogman was yeah. So, holy collectible, the flame collector. Yeah. Pea shooter. Yeah. Let me go back to the camera. I wanted to make the bullet points for the stream rules also kind of themed, and I only have a black and green marker, so I could just only make green bullet points. So I thought I love Plants vs Zombies, so I put that in. Yeah, Dreamcast Berserk. That one I actually have. The Thorn one, I didn't get to play through it. Or like, I didn't get to play through it the whole thing. I only beat the first 2 bosses, but I do really enjoy it, and I hope that I can get like further in. Familiar with Eva? I couldn't see the nerve logo. Hold on. Let me pause this. Let me bring this closer, just so you can see. There you go. Yeah. And then below is just like a switch. Yeah, and then the back is just the power and the audio jack. Let's see. Okay. Blade Runner building lamp. Yeah. I found out about the existence of that lamp because of this subreddit called retro or cassette futurism. That's where I also found out about the JVC Pyramid CRT. Some people might be familiar with this, but it's a TV that kind of folds down just like that lamp, and it looks very cute, and I want it. It's like that. Yeah, I have too many CRTs already, but there's just too many that are cool, and I just want all of them. Like this one, and then there's like the microwave one of course. I think it's JVC microwave TV. I think if I just let me see, maybe it's not JVC. Oh, it's right there, right there. Okay, it's Panasonic. This one with the VHS tape thing on the side. Everyone calls it like a what's it called? A microwave. And then what is it called? What else is there? There's the Explorer, I think it's called. What was it called? This one. Oh, Discoverer. This very like futuristic, like, or not even futuristic. It's like retro futuristic look with like the Martian. This one I love. I love this picture of this. Anyways, let me go back to the chat. Most entertaining desk on YouTube. I don't know about that. There's a lot of people that have a lot cooler stuff than me. But thank you. I'm very happy that you like the stuff on my desk. It's a fever dream. Yeah. Give UC Gundam more credit. Stardust Memories. Okay, I'm gonna write that down. Stardust Memories. Okay. Oh. Yeah. Okay. So I do prefer the older mecha anime. Like I'm not sure if I said this earlier, but I do prefer the older stuff because I feel like the newer stuff I really enjoy too, but the art just isn't as pretty as in like the older ones. I don't know what it is. It's like the kind of like every frame being hand drawn and like putting so much time into it because like nowadays like there's like the weekly anime release schedule, but then back then that wasn't as common. I forgot what series specifically set that standard, but I think it was One Piece. Cuz like when Eiichiro Oda was like a first time author, or maybe it wasn't Oda with One Piece. Anyways, yeah, back then when there wasn't like a weekly release schedule and more lax, and the animators could put more time and more detail into each frame, it's like I think it was too cool. It's a haptic accessory. That's so cute. I want that too. The TV is amazing. Yeah, kitchen TV under cabinet. It's spherical. Yeah. I have 5 Sunio monitors. But I'm gonna play F-Zero on Street Summit instead. Yeah. I mean, you just gotta do it for the aesthetic, right? Like, why do people collect that Discover CRT or like the JVC Folding Pyramid CRT or the Panasonic Microwave CRT? It's not particularly because like they're better. I mean, like there's like the professional and the broadcast video monitors. If you want just video quality, it's just like they fucking look awesome. Cell animation. Yeah, have you seen the really creative cell animation stuff? Like the one that comes to mind is Fist of the North Star animation cell. There was like one death scene where the dudes gets like atatad by Kenshiro, and then to show that this dude was about to die. Maybe I shouldn't show this. I'll show the part where it does the thing, but yeah, he does the punch on him, the ta, and then to show that he's about to die, they like they physically like manipulate the animation cell to show his like vision getting like messed up. That's what I love about this kind of stuff is that they had so much like creative, that kind of like creativity and how they express different scenarios and stuff like that. There was another like mecha anime. I forgot what it was called, but it was a guy fighting this other guy in like near water, and then the protagonist fell into like a body of water or something, or like got water splashed on his window, and then like instead of like drawing the water droplets, they physically just put water droplets on the animation cell. So that was really funny too. I really love that kind of stuff. People just look at Gundam and think it's a circus, because a lot of it is Gundam Seed play old and yeah. I'm not too familiar with Gundam as a whole, so I can't comment on whether I think the newer Gundam is a circus or not. But I can attest that I can agree that old Gundam is dope. Even though I'm not familiar with the story or anything, I still do really enjoy the vibes. Why do people collect? Because it's that caveman part of your brain, that part of your brain that was evolved specifically to say, hey, you should probably gather this berry or like this meat up for the rest of the tribe or whatever. And we just can't we just can't abandon our carnal desires like that. Oh my god, motion data, yeah. Show was brutal, super fun. Yeah. Okay. So I think with this thing destroyed, I'm just gonna do a lot of work off stream. So I think for the rest of the time, I'm just gonna show off some more stuff that I have. I'm gonna move this out of the way. Actually, move to this side. Something I mentioned earlier is I said I would talk about why I got into collecting, or collecting video games. And that's because during COVID, I had like just like everyone else, I had like a sudden urge to like kind of relive my childhood. So one particular game that I played a lot when I was a kid was this game called Revolt and Lego Racers 1 and 2. I didn't play Lego Racers 3 as often just because I didn't think it was as fun, but Lego Racers 1 and 2, and also Revolt. Before I talk more in detail about the games themselves, I'm going to talk about these discs. Funny thing about the way I even got Revolt is this was a free giveaway at a chicken place. So even though I didn't live in America at the time, I still got to experience the joys of the free game giveaways with your food, like with like Tony's Pizza giving away Game Boys or Game Boy Advances and whatever other food places gave away games. And then there's like the classic demo, like PS1 demo discs from pizza places. Like was it Domino's or Pizza Hut? I think it was Pizza Hut. Anyways, yeah, there's that. Oh, and then let me actually show. I mean, damn, that Korean chicken looks good. Anyways, let me show the disc. Let's see. Yeah, so it just just a standard game, but it has the BBQ chicken logo, and it has the website for a specific like new flavor or whatever of chicken that they had at the time. Yeah. Let me see. I'm trying to put this back in without damaging it. Let me do this off camera because I don't want to damage this at all. Yeah, anyone else ever play this? This was like my favorite game back in the day. This and Lego Island. Unfortunately, I don't have the disc for Lego Island, but I do have one of my other favorite childhood games, Metal Gear Burger. I didn't have an Xbox or an Xbox 360, so I couldn't play the Sneak King giveaway, but I do think that's really funny. Because I feel like a lot of the giveaways at fast food places were just like regular games or like regular demo discs, like the Metal Gear like demo, the PlayStation demo discs. But yeah, I thought the idea of having a Burger King game was sick. Anyways, and then this is the other game, Lego Racers 1 and 2. There's my boy Johnny Thunder. He was my favorite character. And then there's Lego Racers 2. Again, I only played Lego Racers 1 and 2 because I thought 3 was kind of bad. And then I think this one actually has burned discs on it. Yeah, this one has. I don't know where the actual copies went because I know for sure I have the actual. Oh, fuck. Okay. There it is. So I have the actual discs. I just also have burned discs for some reason. I guess it was like. If I wanted to lend it to a friend, they can have the burned version. And then I have the actual version. So Lego Racers 1, Lego Racers 2, that's Rocket Racer. And then, that's what the RR stands for right there. And then, I don't know why the burn discs are the ones in the actual spindle instead of the official copies. I want to fix that. And Lego Racers 3. Anyways, yeah, so like I was saying, during COVID, I wanted to relive those memories of playing these games from my childhood. But because these are PC games and I did not have the appropriate PC, I think these only ran on like Windows XP and before. Let me see. I can't tell. But point is, I couldn't play them on my PC. So I looked up how I could play it. If there was like a version of it that I could just download and play on the PC, but no, there wasn't. But then I did find out that there were home console ports. So my first, I honestly can't remember which one I got first. I got the loose cartridges for Lego Racers and Revolt for the N64. So I decided, I was choosing between 3 consoles. It was the N64, PS2, or wait, no, was it? Yeah, PS2 or Dreamcast, because these two, both of these games were on all 3 of them. The only reason I didn't get a PS2, even though the PS2 library had a lot of games that were, must plays, is because the PS1 version. So Revolt wasn't on PS2, it was on PS1. And the PS1 version of this was really bad. So it was either between N64 and Dreamcast. And the Dreamcast version, I should have gotten the Dreamcast first because the Dreamcast version is excellent. It's better than the PC version, in my opinion. But I got the N64 because if I got the N64, there were other games that I was interested in anyways, like Banjo-Kazooie, Mario 64, and all that stuff. So I thought it would be better if I got that. But in the end, I got the PlayStation versions for both. And then again, the Dreamcast didn't have, or I didn't mention it earlier, but the Dreamcast version didn't, the Dreamcast didn't have Lego Racers 1, but it did have Revolt, which I forgot to grab from my shelf, but I do have it. And then I also got eventually a PS2, so I also got Lego Racers 2. Oh, Forces. Oh my god, this song is a banger, by the way. And then also, I got the PAL version of Lego Racers. Not because I wanted to play it, because I can't play it, but because the PAL version had extra inserts. So, like, normally I wouldn't care about extra inserts, but one of them was a poster. And if you watch my videos, you might notice this poster in the background. So I don't know if I was just lucky because like the seller made a mistake, or if all copies came with 2 posters, but mine came with 2. So one of mine is on the wall, and my second poster is just in here. Let's see. Oh my god, this song is such a banger, by the way. System Hero Cell is so good. Yeah, and then Lego Racers 2. That's why I started collecting, because I wanted to relive my childhood memories. Let me put these away. What time is it? It's 10:37. That's not too late. Let me also, okay, so since we were talking about Neo Geo earlier, let me also show that off. Where is it? Here it is. I mentioned earlier that I do. Yeah, this song is fucking awesome. Thank you. I'm glad that you're happy that you found my channel. Let me see. Yeah, so we were talking about Neo Geo earlier and SNK and Capcom versus whatever. This, oh my god, also Pen Pals. Oh my god. Tell me why. Anyway, I'm the only thing I don't like about this disc is that Tell Me Why is a TV size, not the full version. Anyways, I don't have any Neo Geo consoles, but I do have the Neo Geo handheld, the Neo Geo Pocket Color. Oh yeah, put your glasses on. And this was basically like a competitor to the Game Boy, or the Game Boy Advance. I don't remember what year this was released. This was, let me see. It's on the back. It's on the back. Let's see if it's on the cartridge. 1999. So that's right before the Game Boy Advance was released. So basically a competitor to the Game Boy Color and Game Boy Advance. And the layout, kind of similar to it, so it makes sense. The reason I really love this is because instead of a D-pad, like with the other handhelds, like the Game Boy, the other handhelds had shield controllers, like the Game Gear had a shield for sure, and then I can't remember if the Lynx had a shield or if it had like a more traditional D-pad. I'm pretty sure it has a shield, but the Neo Geo Pocket had, I don't know if you can hear that. Hold on. I'm going to be talking a little bit just to make sure that the mic doesn't cut off the clickiness, but oh my god, this clicky stick is like to die for. It's the same, like if you have a Neo Geo CD, I think it was, it's the same feel. And this is way better than playing on, like, in my opinion, playing on a pad, like a D-pad. I know there are a lot of successful fighting game players who are pad users. The only ones that come to mind right now are NuckleDu and Punk, and Luffy. But Luffy hasn't been in the limelight for a while. Anyways, maybe it's just because like I just like the sensation, and maybe I don't actually benefit from the clickiness, but it just feels so satisfying to use. And I have, in my opinion, the best game on the Neo Geo Pocket Color, the match of the what was it called? SNK versus Capcom Match of the Millennium, which is basically just SNK versus Capcom on a portable form. And if you're familiar with Mighty Final Fight, or oh shoot, what the heck? But like the chibi versions of those games, that's what these fighting games on the Neo Geo Pocket Color were. Oh, all right. See you, Travis. Thank you. I'm glad to hear you're looking forward to more. I'll probably stream another day too, just because I didn't finish. But yeah. Let's see. Okay, now it works. So SNK versus Capcom. Oh my god, it's so cool. So it's not just Um, yeah. So it is like SNK versus Capcom. So it has like more than just Street Fighter or like um, KOF characters. There's Fatal Fury KOF and Samsho, Samurai Showdown. They're there. Um, and then also from the Capcom side, there's Street Fighter, of course, and then there's Darkstalkers, and then yeah, who is this? Oh, that's just the enemy character. Anyways, um, let me see. Let me go with my just actually, yeah, I'm just gonna go with my. Anyways, uh, what was this a cousin of the Wonder Swan? I'm not sure. I mean, I guess it can be argued that way because like the Wonder Swan was. Hold on, let me pause this. Okay, so yeah, the Wonder Swan was made by Gunpei Yokoi, who like fled from Nintendo. I mean, not fled, but like left Nintendo to work for Bandai. And then I guess in a way it's kind of similar because that's like Fatal Fury and all those games like King of Fighters and stuff were made by people who left Capcom and made their own fighter. So it has like similar roots where it was made by dissatisfied developers, or maybe not dissatisfied, but just wanted to like have more creative freedom. Um, but I think um, yeah, I don't know. I don't have a Wonder Swan. I do really want to get one day. So I can't comment on like if they're similar or if one's better than the other. I do really want one though, especially to play like um the what was it called? I think there's an initial D game for it, and I know for a fact that there's Beat Mania for it, and I want to play. There's this game called Pakuso Tekotora Densetsu, which is basically just like if you've ever played like 18 wheeler like arcade games, it's kind of like that where you just drive a truck and then you just try to like reach the goal before your opponent does. Um, yeah, it does feel great because it's yeah, it's like the Neo Geo CD, so it's like really cool. Um, let me see. Yeah, Travis, I already said bye to Travis. Yeah, the audio is really cute. You should next time we see each other, we should like maybe you can try it out. Um, this one also does have like I don't have the cartridges, but this one or the Neo Geo Pocket Color also does have a port of Sonic the Hedgehog 1. Cotton Fantasy. Cotton Fantasy is like super rare though, and it's super or not super rare, but super expensive. And there's another fighting game that I really want called SNK Heroines, which is basically just uh I mean SNK Heroines is like a separate series. So but anyway, for people who don't know, it's like a fighting game where it's just all the girl characters from SNK plus Iori, um, who's just in drag or I don't know. I actually don't know the story behind Iori being included, so I don't know if it's Iori in drag or if it's like a separate character or if it's like Iori but trans. Anyways, I don't know what the story is, so I can't say, but I do really want that game. Um, let me see. Top Hat Gaming Man has a great series on these video games. I should watch that. I haven't played or watched too many videos on the Neo Geo Pocket Color. The only ones I've mostly watched are just like like a video compilation of every single Neo Geo Pocket Color game that was released because I do that with any new system I get. I look at the gameplay of every single game and then I just like write down which ones I want. Um, this seems better than a Wonder Swan. Yeah, I think they both are pretty neat. Um, I like that the Wonder Swan can be played in either this way or this way. I feel like hasn't been done for a while. Like I know the DS had some of those types of games, and then also I know Some of the Switch games do that, like Tate mode for their shmups. But something as old as the Wonder Swan, I think, is cool because it's like, let me actually put it up on screen just so people who don't know what it is get an idea of what that looks like. So the Wonder Swan was a portable game or a portable game console made by Bandai, and it looks like this. So, like I said, you can either play horizontally like this. So this would be your D-pad, and those would be your face buttons, or you can play it like this, and then play it like a vertical form factor, like with the original Game Boy and stuff like that. And then something crazy is that this had a lot of good third-party support. You can see here it had Final Fantasy, and then a lot of fighting, or not a lot. I think there was like 2 that are worth mentioning. I know for a fact that there's either an SNK or Capcom fighting game. Okay, so it's a Capcom fighting game. Oh yeah, and then there's like this One Piece one. I personally don't. I'm not personally interested in One Piece, so I didn't really look too much into it. But yeah, this Capcom fighting game looks sick. Anyways, let me go back to here. I could get. I have like a 12 link play. Oh, was the links also like vertical or horizontal? I knew about the Wonder Swan being both. I did not know about the. Let me see. Hold on. Let's see. Oh, is that why these buttons were down here? I did not know that. I was like always wondering why these buttons were down here. I always thought those were like the menu buttons, like the start buttons and stuff, but that was okay, those would be these. That is cool. I did not know that. Yeah, so I never really did research into the links because it personally never really interested me. Like there weren't any games that I really wanted on it, but that's interesting. I should just look it up for just for the sake of learning more. Um yeah, the controller's grabby grab. I only know about the Wonder Swan and the Neo Geo Pocket Color because of Ashens. Oh, I didn't know that Ashens did reviews on these. Um, I am more familiar with Ashen's reviews of like like crappy, cheap stuff, and also his like food reviews. But yeah, I didn't know that he did this kind of stuff. Um, there was a bunch. Yeah, Final Fantasy stuff. I thought was really cool. Um, let me see. Square had some deal with them as I recall, and they were on Nintendo shit. Yeah, that makes sense. I think it's really cool though, cause like they ported like up to, was it Final Fantasy 4 that they ported up to? I don't know because like I don't know enough about the Wonder Swan, but I do know that they ported a lot of older Final Fantasy games, and I think that's so cool because I don't think that the US had access to the missing Final Fantasy games, the ones that weren't ported from Japan, like Final Fantasy 2, 3, 5. Yeah, 2, 3, and 5 until the remakes or the re-releases on the Game Boy Advance and the DS, and then the Wonder Swan did it like way before, which I think is pretty cool. Um, Links made zero splash. I am old enough to remember it literally not being anywhere. Do you wait? So this isn't related, but do you remember the like? Do you remember the reception of the Nokia N Gauge? I know that the taco phone thing was a meme for a while, because that was actually like when I was like sentient enough to remember, because I remember the taco phone thing, but I wasn't sentient enough for the actual release of it. And the Nokia N Gauge is actually another console that I really want. Let me just put it up on the screen again for people who don't know. Let me see. So the N Gauge was like a phone that was advertised to also duo as like a gaming system. So it was meant to like compete with the Game Boy Advance and stuff. Let me play the music just so it's not just my voice. Oh wait, the CD's done. I guess I'll let that play for now, and then play another CD after. But yeah, yeah. It was a pretty cool system, I think, because it tried to do a lot more than it could. I mean, it actually did a lot. It could run PS1 games, which is crazy, because this was like in 2001 or 2002 or whatever. Um, and then let me see. I think cell phones are another real big interest to me. So there's a Nokia N-Gage, and then there's a Sony Ericsson Play or something. Yeah, this. This is basically like a portable PlayStation 1. So it looks like a PSP Go with the sliding screen and then the buttons underneath. But these were like actual buttons, right? But then these are buttons, and then this was like a single analog stick, and then this was like the menu button. So this was just like a PSP, but just like in a slimmer form factor. This was like a phone with buttons on it. And that kind of stuff always like interests me. Where the device tries to do two things at the same time, because usually they fail, and I really like that kind of stuff. Just because it's like personally interesting to me. And then there's also the Panasonic um, Final Fantasy phone. I forgot what the actual name was, but there was a cross promotional thing with Final Fantasy Advent Children, not Final Fantasy 7. Yeah, it was Advent Children, where let me see, what was the actual model called? P9. Okay, P900. So it looks like this. Panasonic Foma. Okay. So it just looks like a regular flip phone from some angles, but you'll notice that there's a camera here, and then the top here swivels like this, so it basically becomes like a little camcorder, um, which I think is so cool. And then also, this phone was like in Final Fantasy Advent Children. So you can see the characters like using this phone like in the movie, which I thought was so cool. And then from what I've heard, in the remake for one of the I think it was Final Fantasy 14. Hold on, was 14 the one with Noctis? It was not. Hold on, which one was he in? Oh, okay, 15. Okay, yeah, yeah. So I heard that the Panasonic phone was in here too. I can't find it, but I mean, I don't know. Maybe I'm lying. Maybe I'm forgetting which one it was. Anyways, um, let me see. Let me catch up on chat again. I have a Game Gear and had like 4 different Game Boys. Never saw a Lynx in real life. Yeah, I've seen a Lynx. Just never, interested me though. And I have a Game Gear too, but it's broken. I have to do the capacitor replacement and then also the screen replacement. I do want to get more games from the Game Gear though. Especially like Dr. Robotnik's Mean Bean Machine. Anyways. Yeah, Ashens did videos on the Wonder Swan and the Link. That's pretty cool. Another YouTuber I watched, in addition to Ashens, was Tweeterman. Anyone remember him? Let me see. This guy. This guy was like, I think, my favorite YouTuber at one point, and like I think he's one of the reasons why I started making videos too. Him and like of course like AVGN, Ira Gamer, Ashens, and like JonTron and all that stuff. Like everyone that I used to watch, I think are so cool. He's still making videos. Yeah. Oh yeah, no, that's oldest, latest. Yeah, pretty much doing the same thing, just reviewing like crappy tech and stuff like that, which I respect heavily. Um, Let me see. I saw the commercials. I played with it in Averages on Displays, but no, it didn't. It also didn't matter. Tell people not. Let me see. It was wildly uncomfortable. That makes sense. Like you're talking about the Lynx, right? It was like this wide ass thing. Did you play the Lynx 1 or Lynx 2? Because I know the Lynx 2 had like a little bit more of a rounded design, and then the Lynx 1 was just basically like a flat like oval. So that I can see how that would be like really uncomfortable. But yeah, I didn't get to hold either of them, so I'm kind of curious. Let me see. Um, Let me see. Machine was a carbuncle. You may give yourself more credit. I see. Oh, really? The PSP phone? I thought you were talking about the links for a second. Um, Hold on. Let me actually let me look up what carbuncle means because I'm not personally sure. Uh, yeah, I'm not sure what a carbuncle is. It is a group of pus-filled bumps forming a connected area of infection under the skin. Uh, yeah, I think honestly, you make it sound more appealing to me because the shittier some piece of tech is, the more I want it because it's more interesting. Or like the either the shittier or the less popular it was. Um, I think in that way, I like what is it? If anyone watches like Stop Skeletons from Fighting, I'm pretty sure a lot of people do. If at least if you're watching my channel, because he does like the what was it called, punching weight, where he covers a lot of like weird or stupid controllers and stuff like that, and like I really love that kind of stuff too, which is why I really like the Sony Ericsson Play because it's so bad. Um, I guess if you like that it does neither well, yeah. I like that it does neither well. Um, Homie's ringtone in Advent Children is a victory fanfare. Guy loses a fight to T-Find his phone rings while he's in a pile of trouble. That's funny. I should still watch Advent Children. Actually, I think I have the DVD for Advent Children. I either have the oh shoot, my bad. I either have the DVD or I was hallucinating. Oh my god, my chair is too big. I need to get a smaller chair next time. Okay, yeah, I do have it. Here it is. I got it from Goodwill for $5, probably half off because it was purple. Anyways, yeah, I should probably watch this. I have a lot of video game related movies and stuff. Like I have the Street Fighter Alpha movie. I have Resident Evil. I know that's like pretty bad, but I still want to experience it. But anyways, we're making which one was I trying to engage? You don't have to apologize for chatting. I mean that's what chat's for. Um, Let me see. The N-Gage was a machine of bizarre qualities. Good luck and God bless. If you can find one. Yeah. Um, Bizarre qualities. Yeah, the thing about the N-Gage is that because it's a phone, I'm not even sure like how many are still being sold. I mean, I know there's some listings on eBay, but I don't even know if they work. Like if it requires a SIM card to even boot up. I know Stop Skeletons from Fighting also like they covered it too. So I should just rewatch that video to see if I need a SIM card to even boot it up. Anyways, um, yeah, Uncle Derek, yeah, he's cool. Um, have you seen the Mario movie? I haven't. So I watched the new one, but the original one I do still want to watch. Um, so I watched the review of the Mario movie from Nostalgia Critic. But yeah, I still do really want to watch it just because I like that kind of stuff. Anyways, um, The old live action. Yeah. The live action one with Bob Hoskins. Lou. No, what was his name? Dennis Hopper. It was Bob Hoskins, Dennis Hopper. Who else was there? Yeah, Dennis Hopper for literally no reason. Yeah. And I think Luigi was played by John like Leguizamo or Leguizano or something. Wait, John Leguizamo? Okay, Oh no, yeah, John Leguizamo. Yeah. Did you hear that apparently John Leguizamo said that playing or being a part of the Mario movie was the worst mistake in his acting career? I think that's so funny. Um anyways, let me show off this real quick and then maybe I'll show off a few more things and then I'll probably call it a night for today. Um Before I do, thank you to everyone who joined. Um I had a great time. This was my first stream, so apologies for any sort of like hiccups or anything like that. Especially the shaky camera and maybe the bad audio. Everyone said that the music was fine, so I'm gonna take everyone's word for it and have the same setup for next time. But yeah, if if it does become a problem, I'll have that fixed. Let's see. So yeah, Mai versus Dan. I'm gonna try to play through my camera's viewfinder. Oh god, I'm getting my ass handed. I've never played Mai before. I only use Ryu. Let's see. Okay, nice. I forgot what difficulty I used, but that was really easy. Directors for the movie were a nightmare according to legend. I think I heard that too. Were they the ones that always that constantly did like schedule like script changes and stuff? That's what I remember at least. I can't remember if I can grab and throw. Oh wait, I can taunt. So let's see. Let me make sure it's in clear view. Maya like shakes her phone or her fan like that. Yeah, Dan is down. Let's see. Like. Oh, Sakura. Anyways, that would be it for that. Let's see. Married couple, I understand. I can't imagine how there can be two people, but we saw that movie. It came out of it, so. Did you watch it? Shed? What did you think about it? Cause like, so I used to have a neighbor that said that he watched the Mario movie, like the original live action one. He said he didn't think it was bad. Like we were like young kids back then. We were like in elementary school. And at that point, I didn't have critical thinking skills, so I was just spouting whatever I heard people say on the internet instead of making my own opinions. So I was like asking him like why he thinks that movie is good when it has nothing to do with the games or anything like that, or if it doesn't like resemble the games or anything like that. And that is like a valid criticism. Even though I was just kind of like knocking on myself for like spouting what other people say, I do think that the movie not resembling the games is a valid criticism. And let me think. It is like it does make sense why people would be disappointed. Which is why I'm so glad that the new Mario movie is was a pretty good, in my opinion. I liked it a lot. But that's just because I'm like a fucking kid. Anyways, so in theaters, and then I also did not have the official critical thinking skills to judge it, but at the same time, the Goomba costume, yeah. Did you see the Goomba costume after it was like all deteriorated? Let me see. Oh shoot. Okay, yeah. So let me close some of these that I don't need. Mario movie Goomba costume old. Like the Goomba costume's like falling apart. Look at this. It's like even more terrifying than before. Okay, so they just photoshopped like the new or like the current face onto the old body, but you get the idea of how it looks like. It's terrifying. I don't understand why they did this. I don't know. Anyways. Um yeah, so the thing a lot of people were saying about the Mario movie is that if you judge it as a standalone movie, it's like okay, but like that's not what people wanted. It's like if you put Mario Bros on it, you should give them a Mario Bros movie, right? Like that's just like a bait and switch at that point. Um, yeah, like the Goombas, tiny, yeah. Why was it about evolution? Yeah, I don't know. I feel like, oh, you know what? Okay, okay. So yeah, the evolution thing is a good point because like that wasn't even part of the original games. I mean, barely anything they had to do with the games. But anyways, I feel like they should bring back um like Tatonga from Super Mario Land, the Game Boy game. Um, because like I mean, if they're making a sequel to the Mario movie, I'm trying to think who they would bring. Unless they bring Bowser back and then they do the like they make it huge, or maybe they'll have Bowser like team up with Mario to defeat a new villain. Like maybe they'll bring back Tatonga or maybe even Wart, or maybe yeah, I don't know. I'm like just wishful thinking that they'll bring back like Booster or not Booster. What was that guy? Fuck, I can't remember the sword guy's name from Mario RPG. Did it start with a G or something? Anyways, yeah, need Wario in the next one. Yeah, I heard people saying that they wanted Danny DeVito to voice Wario, which I think is a very good idea. Um, Let me see. And then they could have like, the pseudo It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia crew with Danny DeVito and Charlie Day. Let me see. The gold standard of video game movies for a long, long time was the first Mortal. Oh, I actually did not watch the first Mortal Kombat movie. The one thing I do know about the earlier Mortal Kombat movies is um the CGI for the serpent um coming out of Scorpion's hand, or was it a serpent, or like I mean it was like the serpent hook thing. Um Anyways, yeah, that's the only thing I know about the early Mortal Kombat movies. I do also want to watch the live action Street Fighter movies. The one with you know, the amazing like M Bison. For me it was a Tuesday. For you, it was the worst day of your entire life. For me, it was whatever the line is. I think that line's so funny. Um. Anyways, yeah. Let me see. Um. MP movie was tight. The Street Fighter movie and worth the watch for the marathon. Yeah, I do want to watch both of them one day. Um. And then there was like also that scene in City Hunter with Jackie Chan being Chun Li, and then like fighting. Who did they fight? They had Dalsum, Ken, Guile, E Honda. I can't remember if Blanca was in it, but yeah, that scene was amazing. Um, and then one of the movies that I did watch was the newer Mortal Kombat movie. I thought it was good. I'm gonna be honest. I've barely played Mortal Kombat, so I'm not too attached to the characters of the story. So I don't think it's a fair judge of me to say whether it was faithful or not. But I will say it was enjoyable. I liked seeing all the characters and all the iconic moves like Kano's laser eyes, um, and like Liu Kang's like fire dragon shit. And what else was there? I mean, Shang Tsung's like Your Soul Is Mine was fucking awesome. And then also like Shang Tsung's like original. Like speaking of which, like Shang Tsung's like original Mortal Kombat movie appearance is like too iconic. It's so fucking badass. Let me see. Yeah. Anyways, let me see. So it's been 3 hours 35 minutes since I started stream. So I think what I'm gonna do is show off one more thing and then end the stream. So let's see. Oh, actually, okay. I'm gonna show off two things because I forgot to show this one thing that was related to something I showed earlier. This is just something I have that's pretty cool. This is a signed picture of Mai Shiranui by Eisuke Ogura, who is a character designer and director for a lot of SNK works, and of course SNK Heroines being the one. Oh, I didn't even notice Shermie here. That's badass. Oh my god, I love Shermie too. Anyways, yeah, this is fucking awesome. I like it a lot. Let's see. There's that. And then where is the next thing? Let's see. 5 viewers. Maybe I should show this. So earlier I mentioned that I have a few controllers that I want to review in upcoming videos. This one, I can't find any information online. So this is something that I'm really excited about to make a video for. Let me see. Wait, actually, I can't remember if it was this controller or the other one, but I'm gonna show this one just because it's, just because it's cooler. This is one of the flight controllers that I mentioned earlier. Let me move the camera back a little bit. So this is the Flight Force Pro 64. So it's a flight controller for the N64. So there is there's a throttle and a joystick, like a regular joystick for regular flight and throttle needs. And from what I can find, or from what I can't find, it's not too common. Let me see. Let me see if I can take it out, just since everyone here kind of stuck for a while, and I wanna show this off for the people who were so generous in staying behind. Let me see. Okay, so here's the instruction manual. There's a cool art. Inside, there's probably nothing in. Yeah, just text. I don't know if this is part of the original packaging, but instead of it being packaged in styrofoam or whatever, this was just packed with a bunch of paper. I'm gonna guess it was this was not original though. Okay, so here it is. So the controller itself is a lot smaller than I expected because the box is huge, and then also the pictures somehow make it huge, or make it look huge. So let me move this out. So yeah, they're attached to each other. Like that at the front. And then there's one cord coming up from this one, the throttle, that you would connect to your N64. There's a bunch of, the standard third-party controller features like auto fire mode, turbo mode, and all that stuff. And then this one goes forward and back. And then this one is just a regular joystick. Cool thing though is this throttle. You can set it to either control. There's different modes. I gotta read the instruction manual again. I'll talk about it in the video itself. But like, you can set this to be either like up or down, or like probably A or B. I honestly don't remember too much. It's been a while since I got this. But yeah. And then this I think is so fun to use because like look at the design of this thing. It's crazy. Like it looks like an actual like fighter plane uh stick. Anyways, yeah, that's all I had to show off for today. Thank you everyone who came to watch. I had a great time. I hope you did too. I don't know when the next time I would be streaming is because today I was free all day, but tomorrow I'm not entirely sure. And I think just in case something like the controller thing happens again with where the resistor fell off, I would prefer to do all the tedious stuff like rewiring and stuff like that off stream, and then just do the wiring of the buttons and the joystick on stream because that's what that's the more like fun stuff. So I guess it'll depend. Um, you'll find out next time I stream whether I did everything off stream and just left the buttons, or if I saved everything for the stream because I was too lazy to do it off stream. Anyways, yeah. Let me see, hold on. Let me see. So thank you everyone for watching. Here is little I. Yeah, thanks for watching. I will make another post when I do decide to stream. Today's was like kind of last minute because I didn't even know that the camera was gonna arrive today. So I'll try to make my announcement a bit earlier, so that people have time to join instead of like just a 30-minute thing, whatever. I don't know. Anyways, yeah, thanks. Bye bye.